What's up, fight fans? Welcome to whatever I'm calling this. It is the UFC 214 live stream, but it's just me. We're not actually going to show the fights. So I know if you've came here after the fights are already over and you're looking for to watch the fights, basically, I'm sorry, this isn't it. But please, before you give the video a thumbs down, consider this. I paid 60 of my own dollars to try to deliver to the fight fans some play-by-play so that they don't have to buy the pay-per-view. And this is an alternative to purchasing the pay-per-view, basically. I want to give you some play-by-play. And, yeah, so if you are here and you appreciate that I have spent my $60 to bring you the play-by-play of the main card of UFC 214, which features Jimmy Manuwa versus Volkan Ozdemir, Robbie Ruthless Lawler versus Donald Cowboy Cerrone, Chris Cyborg Justino versus Tanya Triple Threat Evinger, Tyron the Chosen One Woodley versus Demian Maia, and of course Daniel DC Cormier versus Johnny Bones Jones. Please give the video a thumbs up and also consider subscribing to our YouTube channel. That would mean a lot to me and it would help me out a lot. Again, I got to get a link to my boss. Okay, there it is. All right. Here we go. Let me see if I can find you guys. All right. Oscar PV, thanks for hanging out. Vinny Mercavelli. Yo, if you stream the main card, you're a fucking savage. This other guy that was streaming it got 6,000 subs in less than 2 hours. I'm not streaming the fights. I'm streaming myself. I will put the fight clock up there, of course. I will score round by round on the screen there. I got a picture where I'll put what fight is up next. Right now, obviously, it's Jimmy Manuwa versus Volkan Ozdemir. And yeah, so it's just me talking. I'm going to try to give you play-by-play, telling you what's up. James McKenniff, what's up, man? Thanks for hanging out. Krisen Gaiman says, fuck you. What's up, man? How's it going? Oh, this is going to be fun. Gosh, it's interesting to deal with the haters. Alright, I got to delete a video real quick from our stream. From our channel. Yeah, anyway, if you're hanging out, right now we're watching a promo package for Tanya Evinger versus Chris Cyborg Justino. I was just showing Tanya Evinger landing a armbar submission on Yana Kuyanskaya or whatever. And you're blocked. BP. Bill Nye, the science guy. That's me. What's up, JJ Joyner? Can you say Ireland is the best country ever? Never been there, so I don't have any idea. Thanks, Nate Roa. Alright. I got a lot of multitasking to do, so... Alright, we're looking at Jimmy Manuwa doing some shadow boxing in the locker room, looking all cut like a diamond and shit. I gotta turn this volume down a skosh. Bing, bing, bing. Alright. Hello, enjoy your weekend from the UK. I really wish I could watch the fight. Tiger Shark Banana 69. That is one hell of a name. What's up, Randy Hilton? Alright, John Anik is telling us the rules of the Octagon. 3 judges score the bout. Bout duration is 3 5-minute rounds. Main events and championship fights are 5 5-minute rounds. Yada yada and shit like that. James McKenneth. All right, sorry for the dead air there. I had to text my boss, just tell me to pull it together, buddy. He said, "Fucking pull it together," is what he said. Sorry for the cursing. Okay, a couple of rules for the comment section. No racism, no bullying, and don't ask for me to show you the fights. I'm not going to jail. I'm not getting fined or any of that shit. So. Follow me on Twitter if you'd like. Alright, we're looking at promo package for Manuwa vs. Ozdemir. A buddy of mine who did a pre-fight show with me on MMA Mania's McKenneth. Oh, sorry, McKenneth. Brendan Barbara says pussy. What about it, man? It's another word for a kitty cat. Can we watch the fight here? No, sorry, Ominder. But you can subscribe to our channel, and every fight week I bring you my main event prediction video. Also, we do a preview of the entire fight card, which it could be picks for every fight, or it might just be, you know, how excited we are for each fight. We've got a couple of guys that train with Team Alpha Male who give you technique breakdowns on the main event for each fighter. You know, a specific technique that they use really well coming in. You know, giving you good stuff. So subscribe to the channel, and yeah, a lot of good content coming for you. My goal is to, by the end of this stream here, we will have, I don't know, 2,100 subscribers. That's what I'm going to go with. Right now we have 1993, the year I'm sure some of you were born. So David Gonzalez says he cocked his own ass. Basil de God says, what time does it start? Man, we are... This fucking started 14 minutes ago. They should be doing walkouts any minute now. Which, again, above me, some places where... It's over here. And, so we got Jimmy Manuwa versus Volkan Ozdemir. Volkan's walking out right now. Let me see what he's listening to. Number 5, light heavyweight in the world, born in Fribourg, Switzerland. I don't think his walkout song is my language. No, we're not showing the fight, man. Oh, Levi, you gotta get banned, bro. Brocken dropping the ban hammer. I want to see Roe fight B, bro. I want to see Bro fight B. Want a fucking donation? Put it on the fights then. No, we're not streaming the fights. I'm just giving you some play-by-play. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for checking it out, though. Giving us a shot. I know, you're probably going to give it a thumbs down, but it's probably fine. Alrighty. Here we go. Volkan Ozdemir is in the Flyin Brian J prep point, getting Vaseline put on his face. Hello, hello. Thank you all for joining me. Please give the video a thumbs up. Alright, the blue corner's in the Octagon. Volkan Ozdemir wearing black and white trunks. And now we're going to have Jimmy Manuwa walk out. Who are you guys picking to win? I can't tell what Jimmy Manuwa's walking out to either. I don't know. Never up on my rap music. Manuwa or Ozdemir? Who we got? Matthew Hodge says Jimmy. Thanks for hanging out still, Matt. You're the best. I am win, says Dosey Caden. Nope, wrong. Let's go over the tail of the tape quick. Both guys are 73 inches tall. They both weighed in at 205 pounds. I think Volkan weighed in at 204.5. Jimmy Manuwa has a 4-inch reach advantage with his arms and a 3-inch reach advantage with his legs. Statistically, in the UFC, Volkan has landed 2 more strikes per minute than the poster boy Jimmy Manuwa, but he's also absorbed nearly 3 more strikes per minute. And Jimmy has 13% more accuracy. Jimmy Manuwa is walking out to California Love by Tupac. Alright, thanks for the thumbs up and thanks for the subscribes, guys. Really appreciate it. Let's see, the odds close with Jimmy Manuwa as a -170 favorite. The comeback on Ozdemir at +160. And what's interesting is I was doing these calculations on the under not the undercard, yeah, the prelims. If you were to put 1 unit on every single underdog in the prelims, you would have came out with 1.7 units of profit. So it's a night of underdogs. It's been a couple of weeks of underdogs. I thought about blanket betting them, but it didn't work out. Knows how to party. Let's see. I got to do something quick, guys. All right, Jimmy Manuwa has been past the prep point. He's doing a squat. He steps into the octagon. Here we go, boys and girls, men, women alike, all of you. Divulge my channel, please. Doug on Go. Check his channel out, I guess. Yeah, no problem, bro. Thanks. Thanks, gaming. Now, the UFC is not a betting sport. They're too good at matchmaking. I don't know. Man, if you bet every underdog the last 2 cards, you'd be up a lot of money. Or a couple of units anyways. I'm just going to watch on this channel. All right. 257 of you. 262 of you are watching. All right. Here we go. Bruce Buffer has the microphone. We're getting ready for the first fight of the main card. There's nobody commenting? What's happening? I'm watching at my house, man. In my office. I produce videos for MMAmania.com. Prediction videos and preview videos, beer pairing suggestions. All right, Bruce Buffer is introducing Volkan Oezdemir. Oh, he weighed in at 205.5. He only has 1 loss in his professional mixed martial arts career. And I think that was a long time ago. What I expect we're going to see is a lot of left hooks happening. A little bit of low kicks, a lot of left hooks. Oezdemir lost in April of 2014, submission neck crank at Bellator 115. And Jimmy Manuwa is 17-2. Those losses coming to Anthony Rumble Johnson and Alexander the Mauler Gustafsson, both by knockout. Is this guy legit? Steve Wang wants to shout out. What up, buddy? Will you give us videos? What's going on? What's going on is Bruce Buffer just told us that Jason Herzog is in charge. He's the referee. He's in the middle. We got a ring card girl just blowing us a kiss. And here we go. About to happen. Let me get the fight clock ready. All right, there it is. Start of the first round, Jimmy Manuwa versus Volkan Oezdemir. They're in the clinch, fighting for underhooks. Jimmy's got a left underhook. He pushes Volkan to the fence. He's searching for a right underhook. Volkan's doing a good job of controlling his wrist, knee him to the body. Jimmy answers with a knee to the thigh. Not a lot happening. Oh, Volkan dropped him. Volkan dropped him. Oh my gosh, Volkan just, oh my gosh. Woo! Volkan hurt Jimmy Manuwa with a right hand, pushed him off, chased him down. Jimmy was on wobbly legs. Volkan landed a left jab, then a straight and then that hurt him even more. Jimmy was on baby deer legs, and Volkan just shoved him to the ground. The back of his head bounced off the canvas, and Volkan Oezdemir got a knockout or a TKO at about, I wasn't running my clock well. Looks like about a minute into the very first round. Volkan Oezdemir has now been the underdog in all 3 of his UFC appearances. The first 2, he was plus 300. This one he closed at, what did I say? Plus 160, and all 3 of those are victories, and the last 2 coming very early in the very first round. What started it off was Jimmy was clinching with Oezdemir against the fence. Jimmy went for, he had the underhook against the fence. He was going to try to get his right underhook, and as he was doing that, Volkan was hitting him with a couple of uppercuts, and then he hit him with a left hook that hurt Jimmy. He let go of the clinch and started to back off, and Oezdemir just started fucking him up. Couple of uppercuts, left hook. Jimmy like did a squat, went back, wide right missed, and then a wide left for Volkan landed on Jimmy, and then he throws him to the ground. Jimmy's head bounced off the canvas, and he finished it with one right hammer fist that made Jimmy go completely limp. KO or TKO very early in the very first round. Wow. Okay, this person, whoops. Oscar PV should be happy because Volkan just won in emphatic fashion. I can't wait to see the official time on that. Let me check. So it took me too long to stop my clock. 22 seconds into the first round? No way. Volkan says he doesn't know what is in his hands. It must be dynamite. Yeah, I guess so. What's the official time on that? 42 seconds into the first round. Volkan Oezdemir defeated Jimmy Manuwa with a knockout punch. Man, did any of you see that coming? My fight clock was off by a bit there. So... Thanks for hanging out, Ryan from Tennessee. Nigga, that guy's blocked. All right. So, guys, it sucks. I'm here by myself. It's gonna be tough for me to mute everyone that's talking smack in the comments. I'm gonna do my best. I wish I had a moderator, but I don't. Oscar PV says, "Is that a record in his division?" Oh, okay. 42 seconds, still great. He predicted the first round. Volkan Oezdemir just put the UFC on notice. Wow. Wowzers. You know what I want to see? What I really want to see is, you know, Volkan kind of deserves a title shot after that knockout performance. And if not, then I think Gustafsson will get the next title shot against the winner of tonight's main event. And if that were to happen, gosh, wouldn't it just be awesome to see Anthony Rumble Johnson come back and fight Volkan Oezdemir? That's what I want to see, and I'm going to tweet that right now, so give me a break for a sec. Yep, I want Volkan Oezdemir versus Anthony Rumble Johnson. That would be shitloads of fun. What time is the Johnny Bones Jones versus Cormier fight? Well, let's see. Up next, I'll make the change in my picture. Hold on a sec. Okay, next up we've got Ruthless Robbie Lawler versus Donald Cowboy Cerrone. After that, it is Chris Cyborg Justino fighting Tanya Triple Threat Evinger for the vacant Women's Featherweight Championship of the world. After that, we got the men's welterweight championship between champion Tyron the Chosen One Woodley and challenger Demian Maia. And then we've got Johnny Bones Jones versus Daniel DC Cormier. Depending on how quickly the fights end, it could be, half hour from now, but most likely it's going to be in 1 hour. About an hour and a half from right now is when John Jones fights So somebody on Twitter told me that Volkan and Rumble are training partners. Shoot. Damn it. Well, so that goes that. I don't know what's next then. Title shot. If it's not Gustafsson next, then I guess Volkan should be next for a title shot. I wasn't mad, guy. What would you say, Dante? Dante, I'll be talking like this for all the fights. I'm not showing them. I'm just doing this. Head movement, head movement. John Jones is not back, I guess. Well, he might be back. The main event isn't here yet. We've got 4 fights, 3 fights before the main event. But, yes. Imagine Volcano beating George. It's just Jones, Volkanov. Volkan, Uzdemir, Volcano. My buddy earlier said that Uzdemir's nickname should be the Wizard of Uzdemir. Volkan, the Wizard of Uzdemir. That's a good one, I think. We didn't come here to watch you. What the fuck? Sorry, Josh. This is all we got. I'm just trying to be here, giving you some play-by-play and asking that if you appreciate what I'm doing here. I spent my $60 so I could tell you guys about the action, that if you reward me for that by subscribing to my YouTube channel, or this YouTube channel, that would help me out a lot. I think Rumble versus Jones would be the fight to make if he delivers. I don't think his chin has been tested by hands like that. Yeah, if Rumble decides to not retire, you know, he did retire, but then it was after, who was it after? I don't know. Recently, Rumble tweeted that he was getting the itch to come back, so. Jimmy just fought, and he got knocked out viciously in 42 seconds against Volkan Uzdemir, a strong, broke black man. I don't know what that says, Oscar. Is it Ooze or Ozdemir? Oz? Ooze? Oz? I'm saying Ozdemir. Is it hard O? Soft O? Why can't I show the fight? Because it's illegal, bro. Thanks, Franco Castillo. Alright. So now they're giving us a look at the welterweight rankings. Donald Cerrone is number 6 in the world. Ruthless Robbie Lawler is number 3 in the world. And they are about to square off. The odds have Lawler as a minus... What the fuck is it? Minus 150 favorite. The comeback on Donald the Cowboy Cerrone at plus 140. Let's go over the tail of the tape quick. Robbie is 2 inches shorter but has a 1-inch arm reach advantage and a 1-inch leg reach disadvantage. Robbie Lawler is 27-11 with 1 no contest. Donald Cowboy Cerrone is 32-8 with 1 no contest. Basically, this matchup comes down to Robbie's hands versus Donald's kicks. I picked Donald hesitantly. This fight was supposed to happen at UFC 205 originally. Robbie decided not to sign the bout agreement because he wanted to give his brain more time to recover after being knocked out by Tyron the Chosen One Woodley, where he lost his belt to Tyron. And then it was rebooked for UFC 213. And Donald pulled out because he had pulled his groin, and he also had a staph infection in his blood. So just 1 month later, here the fight is happening. And right now, we're watching a highlight reel, a fight promo, where they just showed Donald knock out Matt Brown with a left high kick. And then they showed his Dragon Ball Z combination against Rick the Horror Story. Now they're showing Robbie Lawler and his mean mugging face. Sam Sewell says, does Lawler win, or is his brain too soft now? Well, he's taken over a year off, almost exactly a year, actually. And I think that's exactly what you should do. If you get knocked out like he did against Tyron Woodley, which he probably should have taken more time off after his war with Rory McDonald, because that might have been why he got his button pushed so easily against Rory McDonald. But anyway, so he took a year off after losing to Tyron Woodley, and I think that's exactly what he should have done. He might have recovered his brain fully, but even when he has taken time off in the past, it seems like he gets his button pushed a lot, but he recovers quickly. I'm banking on, against Tyron, Lawler was circling with his back to the fence from the get-go, and I didn't like that game plan against Tyron Woodley. And against Carlos Condit, he was giving Condit the space for Condit to get off on his kicks. If he gives Donald Cerrone space and lets Donald Cerrone get his kind of his mojo going with the kicks, I think Donald could definitely land a right high kick over the southpaw guard of Robbie Lawler. But at the same time, Robbie is in the southpaw stance. He rips a good wide left to the body, which Donald is weak to his liver. So against Matt Brown, Cowboy, he got Matt Brown ripped to his liver. Donald put both of his hands to cover up his liver, and as he did that, Matt Brown came over to the top with a right straight that dropped Cowboy. Something similar to that could finish Donald, but either way, I think we're about to see a lot of damage inflicted on each other, and it's going to be one hell of an exciting fight. Right now, Donald Cerrone is at the Flyin Brian J prep point, getting Vaseline put on his eyebrows. Donald Cerrone has the second most wins in UFC history at 19, behind middleweight champion Michael the Count Bisping. Tied for third most finishes in UFC, WEC, Pride, and Strikeforce history with 17. 8 wins by knockout and 16 by submission. And what Donald does is, even though he wins by submission, he will often rattle his opponent's cage or rattle their brain, get them to fall to the canvas, and then he submits them. What's up, Jasper? I appreciate you all for hanging out, even the ones that aren't enjoying the stream. They want to watch the illegal stream. They want to watch the fights. I'm sorry I can't do that for you. But this is what I'm doing. So, Franco Castillo, what's up, man? Thanks for hanging out. Really appreciate it. If you're here and you appreciate what I'm doing for you, I've spent my own $60 so that I could tell you play-by-play of these fights. Please give the video a thumbs up and also subscribe to MMA Mania on YouTube. That would help me out a ton, and my boss would think that I was a pretty neat guy. You know? Donald Cerrone, he walked out to Kid Rock, Cowboy, of course. He's pacing back and forth in the blue corner right now. And we're getting ready for ruthless Robbie Lawler to walk out. Let's see. I have prepared to score the fights as we go. If I've got them up there, and if I have to do that, that would be fine. Ruthless Robbie Lawler is walking out to a Johnny Cash song. I can't tell what it is, though. Let's see, what are you guys talking about? Reddit is fucked, UFC.com. When does it start? Right now, Robbie Lawler took his shirt off. He's in the Flyin Brian J prep point. He's about to get Vaseline put on his eye. And as you can see by the picture that I have above me here, we're about to watch ruthless Robbie Lawler fight Donald Cowboy Cerrone. If you missed it, the odds have ruthless Robbie at -150 and the comeback on Donald the Cowboy Cerrone at +140. I picked the upset. If up to this point you would have bet on every underdog on the card, you just put one unit on every underdog on the card, you would be up 3.25 units on the night. Wow, what about that? So 2 weeks in a row. Beep, beep, black. Where do I predict Volkan will be in the rankings now? I think, well, what was he? He was number 5. He'll probably be number 3. Behind, well, we got Cormier, Jones, Gustafsson. So he'll be right behind Gustafsson, more than likely. That's what I think. All right, here we go. Robbie Lawler is in the Octagon. He's smiling. He's pumping his fist in the air. Joe Rogan thinks he looks focused and hungry. Looks to be in phenomenal shape tonight, he says. Thank you all for the support. Thank you. If you're just joining us right now, we are watching Ruthless Robbie Lawler versus Donald the Cowboy Cerrone. We're seeing the tail of the tape right now, and John Anik is telling us the tail of the tape, basically. Brought to you by Performance Inspired Nutrition. Donald Cerrone is only 1 year younger than Robbie Lawler. Thank you all so much for joining me. I really appreciate it. If you could subscribe to my channel, or this channel, that would be fucking great. The boss would love me if you guys did that. My goal by the end of the night is to have 2,100 subscribers to this here YouTube channel. We provide a lot of great content. We have 2 guys from Team Alpha Male that do technique breakdowns for the main cards, or main events of each fight card. I predict main events and title fights, and also I do a podcast where we preview every single fight card. We might do predictions for every fight. We might just say how excited we are for each fight. It depends on how much time I have. This is something I do in my free time. So, you know, what I'm drinking is, it is a Hibiscus Saison by Zipline Brewing out of Lincoln, Nebraska. Cesar Dominguez. Okay, here we go. Big John McCarthy, our referee. Fight, are you ready? Fight, are you ready? Let's get it on. Oh, fuck, I forgot to do this again. It'll be close. Lawler presses forward viciously. He gets Donald in the clinch. He's hitting him with right hook after right hook after right hook, right hook, right hook, right hook, right hook, uppercut, right hook, knee to the face, knee to the face. Right hook. Donald's somehow staying upright, but Robbie Lawler is all over him right now. Uppercut. He's got the one clinch. Left, Muay Thai. Robbie goes for a takedown, doesn't get it. Uppercut, left uppercut, they separate. Wow, how did Donald survive that? Uppercut, left uppercut from Robbie. He presses forward, he misses with a left straight. He's pressing Donald toward the fence. Donald circling to his right. Donald went in for a takedown, stuffed by Lawler. They're in the very center of the octagon. Sorry, that was spastic, but Donald, he got hit with like 25 uppercuts. I didn't even have time to get it going. Knee to the body by Donald's side kick to the body by Donald too. Donald ducks an overhand left from Lawler. It was a left straight actually. Lawler gets him in the clinch, pushes him up against the fence, stalling for a second here. They're fighting for head control. Lawler hits Donald with a left knee to the body. Donald returns. Right hook to Donald's face. Got him in the. They're in the plum clinch, the 50-50 plum clinch. Donald hits him with a downward elbow from the clinch. Lawler with more uppercuts from inside the clinch. Holy shit. They trade knees to the body. Lawler hit Donald with a couple more knees to the body. Stepping in, overhand elbow on Robbie's face again from Donald. Donald hits him with a side kick. Donald goes in for a takedown. Lawler meets him with a front headlock, no dice. Donald switches position, pushes Robbie against the fence. Lawler gets double underhooks and then pushes Donald against the fence. Lawler more right hooks to Donald's face in the 50-50 clinch. Donald circles out, and they go back to the center of the octagon. Donald hits Lawler with the right straight, followed by a right high kick that just glances off his face, hit him with a toe to the face. That was all. Ooh, stepping in, right knee to Donald's face. Donald survived. What a fucking, again, Donald goes in for a takedown. Donald got a takedown. Donald's in top position. Lawler has the left foot inside the guard. The right one's over the top of Donald's back. And he's controlling Donald's posture with an overhook on the left side. Not much happening right now. Not much happening right now, guys. Donald's just holding position. What a fucking round it has been so far. Jeepers creepers. Donald attacks the body with a couple of rights. Goes upstairs. Body, body, head. Body. Donald's looking to pass guard. Robbie was getting the butterfly hooks in, but Donald goes to half guard. So Donald's in half guard now. He's looking to pass to mount. He's got side control now. They go to a north-south. Donald's got his nutsack right on top of Lawler's face. And he's punishing him to the body a little bit. Donald goes back to side control. Just holding with a kind of north-south kind of side control. Goes back to north-south. Lawler gets back to his feet from a scramble. Donald was trying to take his back, and Lawler stood right up. Donald hit him with another overhand elbow to the temple. They're in the center of the octagon. Lawler caught a right high kick to the face, but he smiles it off and walks forward. They're pawing jabs at each other. Round is going to end with them circling in the center, just kind of looking at each other. Donald goes for a little bit of a flurry to no avail, and we score the first round. After the quick start by, let me look at some stats. Lawler outlanded Donald Cerrone 34-13 with significant strikes in round one. And I'm going to give the first round to Robbie Lawler. It's close, though. Donald finished the round stronger, but there were longer stretches where Lawler was getting the better of him. And then looking at the stats tells me that, yeah, I think we're going to score round one for Lawler. Just show the fight. Thanks. Sorry, can't, guys. What's Donald's BJJ level? It's high. Super high. Super high BJJ level. I don't know. Let me look at the Wikipedia quick. Between rounds, Donald looks fine. He smiles, and they decide they're going to touch gloves before the start of the second round. Donald Cerrone is a black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu under Elliot Marshall. And he's also a black belt in Gaidu Jitsu, and a citation is needed for that. He was saying something to Lawler at the beginning of the round there. Donald's pumping the jab out there. Not much is happening. Lawler presses forward. Lawler hits a left low kick, and Donald responds with a jab. Cowboy goes for the right high kick again. Lawler blocked it with his tricep, basically. They're in the center of the octagon. Donald's keep pumping his jab out there. Goes for a left kick to the thigh outside. We are right on top of... Oh! Donald hit a stepping in right uppercut. And Lawler just gritted his teeth and he starts walking forward. Donald hits a stepping side kick to the body. Oh, I forgot to start the clock. Shit. Sorry, guys. A lot going on. I'll start it at 3 minutes if it makes it there. Ooh, another overhand elbow hits the temple of Lawler again. We're right on top of the monster sign in the center of the octagon. They're circling to their respective rights. Donald goes for a teep to the body, misses. Donald's walking forward, and Lawler's letting him have space, so Donald might get off on some kicks here soon. Might start working up some... Ooh, Donald goes in for a skipping low kick and then meets Robbie with a right straight. Donald's pawing the jab. He ducks under a left straight from Lawler. Throws a teep, misses. And, okay, we're going to start the clock again. There are 3 minutes to go in the round. There we go. How we doing? Call them both by last name? All right. Cerrone has the center of the octagon. Lawler is moving left to right, right to left, bobbing back and forth. Now he's moving directly to his right. Donald kind of ducks his head and goes in and jabs Lawler's body. Cerrone jabbed his body. Donald with a left switch kick to the thigh, stepping in side kick to the body from Cerrone. Cerrone's got control of the octagon right now, and Lawler is circling to his left. Lawler misses with a left high kick, and Donald meets him with a couple of 1-2s. Cerrone, sorry guys. Donald ducked under a left straight and then came up with a knee to the body of Robbie. Lawler hit Donald with a couple of left kicks to the body, to the liver of Donald. We'll see if that, of Cerrone. We'll see if that affects him. Donald with a couple of right straights miss, and he connected with a left hook. Cerrone goes with a right kick to the body. Was blocked by the elbow of Lawler. Donald goes in for a takedown. No dives. Oh! He hit him with a... Cerrone hit him with a knee to the body off a takedown attempt and then came upstairs with the right high kick that seemed to land, and Lawler just ate it like it was a donut. Lawler is pressing forward now. Donald's close to the fence. Left low kick from Cerrone. Lands. Right high kick from Cerrone was blocked once again by Lawler. I think this is a Cerrone round. If we got 58 seconds left to go in the round, and I think it'll be a Cerrone round if it stays the way it's going. Both guys seem to be still fresh. Nobody's real tired, but Donald landed a couple of left hooks on Lawler. Cerrone landed a couple of left hooks on Lawler. Cerrone was pressing forward. He landed a couple of 1-2s, pressed Lawler into the corner. Lawler just basically gritted his teeth and moved forward. The energy levels of the fighters, they seem both good to go. They've slowed the pace a little bit, but this is a very high output fight so far through 10 minutes. And neither guy looks to be slowing down at all. And I think Donald Cerrone got that round. He finished it with a pretty good right straight that landed on the right side of Lawler's jawbone. Round number 2 goes to Cerrone. So on my card, I've got it tied heading into the third and final round. I know we have a shitload of downvotes. I understand they came here to see an illegal stream of the fights, and it's just me talking about them, so I understand. But if you appreciate what I'm doing here, I paid my 60 bucks so I could tell you guys about the fights. Please give the video a thumbs up and also subscribe to the channel. My goal by the end of the night is to have 2,100 subscribers to this channel. And then for my boss to give me a good old pat on the back. Cowboy always starts slow. Yeah, he seems to be picking up the pace now. We're headed into the third and final round. They're smiling at each other before the round starts. Donald looks to be in good spirits, and Lawler, I'm not saying he looks dejected, but he doesn't look as happy about being in this fight as Cerrone. They give double fists to each other at the beginning of the round, and then Donald says, "This is a fucking cool fight." I think that's what he said. Donald did the thing where he threw a right straight to the body and came upstairs with a jab. Didn't work. They're meeting. Oh, Lawler landed a left high kick on Cerrone. Left kick to the body. Another left kick to the body, the liver. Donald just ducks under a left high kick from Lawler. Cerrone landed a right knee to the body of Lawler. Lawler comes back with a left high kick. Donald goes in for double underhooks, and he presses. Briefly had Lawler up against the cage. He landed a knee to the body. Then we back out to the center of the octagon. Lawler's moving forward. Forgot to start the clock again. God damn it. Sorry, guys. Started at 4. That's about it. Okay. What's up, Warren Buffett? I can't. Sorry, guys. Lawler's pressing forward. He hits Donald with a left body kick. Keeps pressing forward. Donald briefly pushed him off. But it's Lawler who's pressing forward right now, and Donald has his mouth open. Cerrone landed a couple of the elbows to the temple. He backs up to the fence. He's circling to his right. Donald is holding his elbow really close to his liver. It must be the fact that Lawler, and Rogan just touched on this, Lawler was hitting him with those left kicks to the body over and over. Now Donald's right hand is close to his liver, and Donald keeps going in for level changes, threatening with takedowns. And Lawler is warding him off real easily. Rogan says he doesn't know if Donald has recovered from the shots to the body yet, and it doesn't look like he has. He's still grimacing with his face, and he's got his mouth open. Upward elbow from Donald misses. Donald tries for a takedown again. No dice. They're holding lead hands, and Lawler landed another left kick to the liver of Cerrone, and Cerrone backs up to the fence. Cerrone's fading here, guys. Energy levels, Lawler is the same as the end of round 2, and Donald is significantly less in the fight than he was at the end of round 2. Another left kick to the body from Lawler on Cerrone. They're trading blows inside of a phone booth. Lawler landed a right hook as they exit. Cerrone's hunching over a little bit. You can tell his body's hurting him. Oh, a left hook to the body from Lawler lands on Cerrone. Donald went for the same combination that he finished Rick's story with, and it seemed like Lawler blocked everything. The right straight to the body, comes upstairs with the jab or the left straight, and then the high kick, and Lawler blocked all of it. Robbie's pressing forward. Lawler's pressing forward. Donald moving backward. He lands a 1-2 combination. Lawler's doing a good job of moving with the punches and blocking with his arms. And he's still pressing forward. And Donald went for another sloppy takedown. Yeah, Lawler's winning this round for sure, Sam. This has been a fun-ass fight so far. It was a fun-ass fight. Left hook from Cerrone lands as he backs out, but Lawler keeps moving forward. He throws a front kick to the liver again. They meet in the center. They're pressing forward like bulls. Just stalemating. Yeah, Lawler. Another left kick to the body from Lawler lands on Cerrone. Cerrone's complaining of an eye poke, and McCarthy says he didn't see it, so he's not going to stop the fight. Pause the action. It might have been a punch. I didn't see a finger land. We'll see. Donald finishes the round with a right high kick, then a left high kick, 2 in a row from Lawler, misses. They both put their hands in the air. Super fun fight. I would say fight of the night for sure so far. And but I'm going to give the fight 2-1 for Ruthless Robbie Lawler. Boom. Okay, so strikes landed. Round 1 was 40-24 for Lawler. Round 2 was 29-3 for Cerrone, and round 3 was 30-29 in favor of Cerrone. But no, I give the fight 1 and 3 to Lawler. But that was super close. I'm interested to see who won. That's just my score. Let's see what officially it is. Donald's got his cowboy hat on with a feather on the right and the monster symbol on the left. Both guys are just waiting for the judges' scorecard in anticipation. Man, I really wish this fight could have been a main event of a fight night or something. I know it's part of this incredible night of fights, but damn it, 2 more rounds would be fun. You know what? I think if we give it 2 more rounds, Lawler would have finished Cerrone because of the work he was doing to the body. And Cerrone kept hunching over more and more as the fight went on because of the work Lawler was doing to the body. He hit him with a couple of stepping in knees to the liver, a lot of teeps to the liver, a lot of roundhouse body kicks toward that liver, a couple of left hooks to the liver. Just a lot of good body work from Lawler. And I was glad to see that Lawler started the fight out super, super strong. He got him in that 50-50 clinch and was just hammering him with uppercuts, similar to what we saw with Ozdemir and Manuwa, but where Ozdemir obviously put Manuwa down. Ruthless Robbie Lawler won 29-28 on all judges' scorecards. So I guess we were right. That's we were right. 29-28. Round 1 and 3 for Lawler, 2 for Cerrone. Fun fucking fight there. Lawler's with Rogan. Rogan said it was an excellent fight. Lawler says he thought he won the first, he knew Donald won the second, and he thought he won the third. There it is. Osokik says that Volkan will be the champ in 2018. Fan fucking fight there, yeah. It was a good fight, Alex Flores. Nobody can take Volkan's punch. Maybe not. Lawler says Donald was a tough opponent. He's tough as hell. Rogan asked Lawler about what he thinks about the co-main event tonight where Tyron Woodley defends his belt against Demian Maia, and Lawler says he's not worried about that right now. He just wants to soak in this victory and go spend some time with his family. What a nice guy. So thanks again to everybody for joining me. I know a lot of you came here because you want to watch an illegal stream of the fights. That's not what I'm providing you. Hopefully you're interested in the play-by-play that I'm trying to do. I'm no professional. I'm no Joe Rogan. I'm no Dan Hardy. I'm just a guy here trying to provide some good content to you lovely fight fans. And if you appreciate what I'm doing here, please give the video a thumbs up and also consider subscribing to this channel. My bosses would really think I'm a neat guy if I could get like to 2,500 subscribers to this channel by the end of the night. Right now we're at 2162, and with your help, guys, we can do the damn thing. We could really turn this YouTube channel into something. We also have a podcast. You can check out MMA Mania on iTunes, SoundCloud, Stitcher, Podcast Addict, Player FM, TuneIn, Google Play, fucking anywhere you can find a podcast, you can find MMA Mania. So, yeah, appreciate you all for being here, and I appreciate your support and your patience because, Yeah, we got 152 dislikes actually, but I understand. I too, if I were searching on YouTube for a stream and you come up and it's just my ugly mug talking about the fights, I'd be like, fuck this guy. Downvote his ass. But then if you look at it, dude, I paid $60 to watch these fights, and instead of just enjoying them and drinking beers with my friends or something, I'm trying to provide you guys with this content. So you can't afford the pay-per-view, or you know, it just wasn't in the budget this month, something like that. You're not a huge fight fan, so you don't buy all the pay-per-views. I'm here for you. I got your back. So Bobby S., thanks for this, buddy. Thank you for being here. You're all very welcome. I just wanted to explain. Oscar says, stop explaining to these dummies. It's also, Oscar, it's a bit of, you know, it's like a telethon. I'm trying to get you to, trying to get them to subscribe to the channel, because at the end of the night, so before the fight started, we had 1,988 subscribers. Currently, we have 2,180. And if my boss sees that, he'd be like, man, Flyin Brian J, we might keep him around a little longer and keep him around and all that jazz. All right, so the next fight is between Chris Cyborg Justino and Tanya Triple Threat Evinger. So let's get reset here. So this is the first of 3 5-round fights. So there we go. Hopefully I can remember to bring up the fight clock. Sorry guys, I've been struggling with that and you know, really slacking. They're giving us a promo package for Chris Cyborg versus Tanya Evinger. If you didn't know, Tanya Evinger is the Invicta women's, well, Invicta is all women, so she's the Invicta bantamweight champion, and Chris Cyborg is the former Invicta featherweight champion. So kind of, this fight is a super fight on really all accounts. So instead of putting 2 belts on the line or whatever, we got a new belt. They're vying for the vacant women's featherweight championship, which Jermaine Durandamy, can't say her last name for a second here. She held for a minute, but didn't hold it for very long. And if you're just joining us, we just watched Ruthless Robbie Lawler and Donald Cerrone have a crackerjack of a fight where Ruthless Robbie won 29-28 on all judges' scorecards, including the Fight Nerds. We are the Fight Nerds. So, it probably fight of the night so far, I would believe. And performance bonuses of the night so far, I would give a performance bonus perhaps up to now to Ricardo Lamas and probably Jimmy Manuwa. Perhaps Brian Ortega could deserve one for his 4th third-round finish in a row where he submitted Renato Moicano via guillotine choke late in round number 3. Bam. Tanya Evinger is walking out right now to Phil Collins, In the Air Tonight. I believe that's the name of the song. Yep. That's what she always walks out to. So no change here. The odds have Tanya Evinger as a plus 900 underdog, and the favorite Cyborg Justino is minus 1100, which if you're not familiar with the odds, that would mean it would take you $11 to win $1 by betting on Cyborg. Whereas on Tanya, if you bet $1 and she wins, you would win $9. So Kyle M, what's up, Kyle M? Thanks for hanging out. Stockton is in the house. Stockton is in the house. What am I drinking? It is a hibiscus saison. I'll show you quick. Is this, what is this? Yeah, it's a hibiscus saison by Zipline. It's 4.5% alcohol by volume. It's tart, light-bodied, refreshing. I'm a big fan of Big fan of Zipline. All right, Tanya Evinger has made it to the Flyin Brian J prep point. She's taking her jacket off, and she will get Vaseline put on her face in a moment. Takes her pants off. Leaves her shorts on, though, of course. Is Cyborg human? Nah, man, she's a cyborg, of course. Jack Burton. Duh. Half human, half machine. Pretty sure that's what it is. If you're on Twitter, give me a follow there. You can follow my link. You know, it's at Flyin Brian J on the old Twitter machine. You can give me a like there. Pretty active, and I'll interact with everybody who follows me, and I follow you back if you'd let me know. Guy McDaniel, thank you so much for your support. Really, 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 truly appreciate it. Tanya Evinger is inside of the cage. Mike Beltran is giving her some instructions with his glorious flowing beard, and he gives Tanya Evinger the double fist bump. If you guys didn't know it, Tanya Evinger is best friends with Invicta announcer, the Invicta's version of Joe Rogan, who is Laura Sanko. So that's a fun fact. All right. Cyborg Justino, the minus 1100 favorite, is now making her way to the Octagon. I can't tell what she's walking out to. Fun fact, Chris Cyborg follows me on Twitter. She doesn't actually run her own social media, though, so that's a very... Tito Ortiz is walking out with her. She's got a giant cross chain around her neck, looking like a bad motherfucker. Woo, she's a scary-looking woman. Do I think Royce Gracie will beat John Jones tonight? Nope. Thank you, Polo the Don. Appreciate you too, my friend. All right, here she comes, walking to the Octagon, giving some fans some high fives and smiling. She's in really good spirits. She's coming out at quite a good clip. The cameraman was struggling to keep up with her. My question to you guys is, do you think this fight goes over or under 1.5 rounds? Because right now, under 1.5 rounds is minus 315. Just recently, somebody must have bet a fucking shitload on it because, like, what would it be? So, 12. At 7 o'clock, so 3 hours ago, no, it was 8 o'clock, 2 hours ago, under 2.5 or under 1.5 rounds was minus 235, and now all of a sudden it jumped to minus 335. What a huge jump. If you think the fight goes over 1.5 rounds, that is plus 265, which again, if that cashes and you bet $1, you would win $2.65. Chris Cyborg has made her way to the Flyin Brian J prep point. She's getting Vaseline put on her face. She is the former Strikeforce and Invicta FC featherweight champion. She's on a 7-fight win streak, and she outstruck her 2 UFC opponents by a combined 110 to 16. Holy shoot. Jumpin' Jiminy Hosafats, that's a wide margin, y'all. I picked Cyborg to win in the second round. I just thought Tanya Evinger was tough enough to make it past the 5-minute mark, but not tough enough to win the fight. Tanya Evinger does not check low kicks. She does not have very good striking defense. She holds her hands low. She marches forward to try to get takedowns. I think not checking low kicks and not protecting her face will be her undoing against the very heavy-handed Cyborg Justino. And also, Tanya, she doesn't protect her body either. She's just not very good with her striking defense, and Chris Cyborg is all about attacking you on 3 levels. Low kicks, jabs and straights to the body, and then hooks to the head a la Vanderlei Silva. Guy McDaniel says 1 round. Two minutes and 20 seconds, says Michael White. Somebody write that down. If he's right, we're going to have to give him props. Well, she's not shit, but like normally against her opponents her size, she can just kind of walk through their strikes and get it in on some takedowns and then start working her game. And also, Tonya Evinger is surprisingly heavy-handed. She dropped 2 opponents ago. She dropped Colleen Schneider with a short left hook, which she's noodly looking, right? She's long, she's spindly, she looks like a spaghetti. And she was able to drop Colleen Schneider with a left hook. I was surprised by that. And she's very high-level wrestler, Tonya Evinger. She was of the caliber where she could have wrestled in the Olympics, but at the time when she was trying out, they didn't have her weight class. So Moses Johnson says 1 minute 23 seconds, 23 and a half seconds. Josiah Griffin says first round KO 35 seconds in. Thanks, Ryan Welter. I appreciate you for being here. All right, they're announcing Chris Cyborg, 17-1 with 1 no contest, fighting out of Curitiba, Brazil, weighed in at 145 pounds. She is 5'8". I hear that when she's not in, you know, trying to cut weight, she weighs upwards of 175 pounds, or as high as 170. That's a bunch, man. She's cut like a frickin' diamond. It's solid muscle. All right, Bruce Buffer did the announcements. Mike Beltran brings him to the center. Says protect yourself at all times. The women show respect to each other. They did a bap and dap is what I'll call it. You know, a slap and then a dap. Okay, here we go. We can see Anthony Rumble Johnson in the screen behind Cyborg. So Rumble's in attendance. In like the second row there. They come to the center of the octagon. They touch gloves. Tanya's pressing forward. Cyborg's bouncing around. Tanya goes for that left hook that I told you about. Oh my God. A lead left hook from Cyborg dropped Tanya briefly, and she lets Tanya get back to her feet. Tanya landed an inside low kick on Cyborg. Tanya's circling to her left, away from the power hand of Cyborg. Cyborg presses her up against the fence, lands a right straight. Tanya is going for double underhooks, and Cyborg muscles her back to the fence. Forgot to start the clock again. Sorry, guys. Evinger pulled guard. Cyborg backs out. Cyborg tells her to get back up, and she circles toward the center of the octagon. Cyborg is standing on the monster logo in the center of the cage. She's backing up a little bit. Tanya's moving forward. Tanya misses with an inside low kick. 4 minutes to go in round number 1. Tanya missed on an overhand right, was looping. She ducked her head in. Cyborg backed away. Cyborg's fighting really smart here. Tanya's a dangerous opponent. Tanya went for a low kick, and Cyborg countered with a right straight. Evinger's tough, man. She's hanging in there. She's been hit with some bombs. Center of the octagon. Tanya's pressing forward. Tanya's jabbing away a little bit, trying to close the distance. Mike Beltran warned her for the fingers outstretched. Cyborg lands an inside low kick. Tanya checked kick. It was an outside low kick from Cyborg that time. Tanya misses with a jab. Tanya misses with another jab. Cyborg's pressing forward. Tanya missed with a overhand right. Tanya gets in on a takedown. She's got her hands clasped behind the butt of Cyborg. Cyborg's looking for a right underhook. She's getting it in. She got the right underhook, but Tanya's pressing her against the fence. She's lacing her right leg around the left leg of Cyborg. Pulled out. She's looking pretty good. She might get this takedown. She got it. Tonya Evinger just took down Chris Cyborg. Cyborg right back to her feet, but we're in the same position. Tanya got the takedown. Cyborg back to her feet again, but that's 2 takedowns for Tanya. And then Cyborg makes her pay for it with a knee to the body. Cyborg lands an inside low kick. She's pressing forward. Tanya hit Cyborg with an eye poke. Beltran pauses the action, and I'll pause my timer. Look at the replay. Oh, definitely left fingers to the eye of Cyborg as Tanya was pressing away. Beltran's trying to talk to Cyborg. He says you have time, but it doesn't look quite like Cyborg is comprehending what he's saying to her. She's really blinking her eyes. Beltran tells her that she has time to work it out. Oh, man. Fucking right in those eyeballs. Woo! Both eyes even. Doctor comes in to check on Cyborg. Doctor says she's good. Looks like we're going to reset the action. Now, Cyborg says, let's touch gloves as we restart. Octagon door is locked once again as the doctor leaves, and fight's on. They touch gloves again, and we're in the center of the octagon. Inside low kick lands for Cyborg. A lot of inside low kicks landing for Cyborg. Evinger is circling close to the fence. Cyborg looks to make her pay for it as she dives in. Tanya reverse position and put Cyborg's back against the fence. But then Cyborg takes over. Tanya turns her back and runs away, a la Alistair Overeem. Back to the center of the octagon. Forgot to start my timer, didn't I? We got 1:12 left to go in the round. Let's just start there. Did I fix the timer? Fuck. 54 seconds to go. Sorry about the timer, guys. We're gonna forget about it for now. 45 seconds left to go in the first round. Cyborg presses her up against the fence, lands a right high kick, a right straight to the body. Evinger's backing up with her hands at her knees, basically. Long ass arms she's got. With her mouth open, Evinger's backing toward the fence. 30 seconds left to go in round number 1. Cyborg lands double inside low kicks to the lead leg of Evinger. 19 seconds to go in the first round. Cyborg's pressing forward. Evinger goes in for a wide overhand right. No dice. Overhand right lands for Cyborg, and Evinger basically ate it like a sandwich. All right, that was the end of the round. All right, I'll try to get the clock next time. Keep talking, fuck timer. Yeah, sorry, Bradley. Okay, so I didn't think we were going to have to do this, but let's see. Round 1 goes to Cyborg, pretty obviously. Didn't think we would need those, but I've made them just in case. Let's check out the stats, y'all. Cyborg's corner says that Evinger is exhausted, and as we go to Evinger's corner, it looks like she might be. She looks a little bit dejected on the stool. She's drinking some water. Her corner man has ice on both her chest and her back. She's looking at the floor. She looks really dejected. First round, significant strikes landed were 34 for Cyborg to 12 for Tanya Evinger. So clear-cut round for the heavy favorite. But here we go, second round. I can't wait to see if we go over 2 or 1.5 rounds. Tanya Evinger is super fucking tough, evidently. They touch gloves and they circle to the right. Evinger stands in the center of the octagon, but then Cyborg presses forward. She lands another inside low kick. A range-keeping jab. Now Evinger's pressing forward. They're circling to their right a little bit. They kind of stop in the center of the cage and they're parrying jabs. Inside low kick lands for Cyborg. Man, there's a whole bunch of those. Another one. Inside low kick. Evinger misses with a front kick. Ah, fucking forgot my timer. So I got a lot going on. It's my first time doing this, and it's multitasking a lot here. A couple of more inside low kicks land for Cyborg. Not much offense for Evinger so far in round 2. She misses with a jab, does Evinger. And close. There we go. Inside low kick was checked by Evinger there. Evinger lands her own inside low kick, followed by a right straight that actually landed. Here we go. Evinger might be cranking it up here. Cyborg circles out, lands an outside low kick on Evinger's lead leg. Couple of jabs, just range-keeping jabs for Cyborg. They're not really there to do anything. Cyborg stalking forward. Evinger's trying to get out of there. She's moving back and forth. Cyborg gets her against the fence, lands a left hook. Now a jab. Evinger's going for a takedown again. No dice. Cyborg had her in like a referee's position and kneed her to the body. Now we're back up. Evinger's circling to her left. Evinger's hair looks real frazzly. It's all over the place. Kind of like an evil stepmom on a cartoon movie or something. Right straight lands for Cyborg. She pushes Evinger up against the fence, and Evinger reverses position. Left high kick lands for Cyborg. Evinger's still with it, man. She's still doing good. Okay, if you picked over 2.5 or over 1.5 rounds, you won. Here we go. We are past the halfway mark of round number 2. So the fight going over 1.5 rounds was, it closed at plus 260. $1 would have won $2.60. Cyborg's pressing forward. Couple of jabs land. She rolls like Bullrog. Nothing happens though. They're touching. Left hook land for Cyborg, and Evinger starts circling toward the right of Cyborg. Couple of jabs, range-keeping jabs for Cyborg. Nothing there. You know how when they're in, you got a southpaw versus an orthodox fighter, they often touch their lead hands together. Well, these ladies are doing it even though they're both in an orthodox stance. They're touching their jabs together, their lead hands. Inside low kick lands for Cyborg. Right straight lands for Cyborg. Overhand right. Barely misses Evinger. Left high kick lands on Evinger. She's so tough, man. So tough. I'm almost shocked that Evinger's still in this. Inside low kick lands for Cyborg. Cyborg missed with a wide left. Inside low kick lands for Cyborg. A fucking shitload of those have landed. Evinger misses with a rear hand uppercut. Cyborg presses her up against the fence. Misses with an overhand right, lands with a knee to the body, misses with the left high kick. Evinger tries to counter with an overhand left, and that presses, it didn't land, and it pressed Cyborg back to the center of the octagon. Cyborg presses forward again, and the round ends with a wild flurry a little bit. But once again, the round clearly is Chris Cyborg's. She landed 61 significant strikes to Tanya Evinger's 20. So let's go ahead and put round 2 for Cyborg up there. There we go. Check the comments. A couple of overhand rights landed pretty good for Cyborg in that round, but Evinger was doing a good job of kind of leaning with it, rocking with it, flowing with the punch, and not really taking it cleanly so it could kind of graze off of her. Neither fighter looks gassed. I mean, Evinger looks more tired than Cyborg, but Cyborg looks calculated. Okay, between rounds here, we're looking at Evinger's corner. She's looking at the floor again. She looks a little bit dejected, but she looked dejected between rounds 1 and 2 as well, and she did basically the same thing she did in the first round. She's breathing pretty heavy. She's got her mouth open. She ate 32 punches to the head, or strikes to the head, 12 to the body, and 19 to her legs in that round. Woo! Mike Beltran has good command of the octagon here, and we are about to start round number 3. Here we go. Round number 3 underway. Water break. Evinger is putting up a lot better fight than most people anticipated she would. Another inside low kick lands for Cyborg. Evinger missed with a right straight. Cyborg landed a jab to the boob. Left hook landed for Evinger there. Ah. Cyborg is pressing forward. She lands an outside low kick. Evinger's retreating toward the fence. Overhand right landed for Cyborg. Once again, Evinger did a good job of rolling with it. Evinger looks to be dejected. She dropped her hand. She backed up toward the fence. Then she regained her composure. She has her guard up again. She missed with her... Oh! Cyborg dropped her with her right straight. Overhand right it was, actually. Evinger goes to the ground. Cyborg is now hitting her with the fuck you kicks to the ass while Evinger was on her back and Cyborg was standing. Cyborg is reaching across her body to hold the jab of Evinger. I have not seen that before. Cyborg's pressing forward. She landed a spinning back kick to basically the chest area of Evinger. Evinger landed an outside low kick and she ate a jab for her effort. Outside low kick lands for Cyborg. And Cyborg's jabbing the chest of Evinger. I find that interesting. Overhand right lands for Cyborg. She steps in. We're in the clinch. Left knee to the body. Left knee to the body again. Knee to the face. She dropped her. Evinger's turtling up, and the fight is over. Whoa. Wow. I want you to see a gif of that finish. Thanks, Guy McDaniel. Cyborg's given the discount double check. Give me that belt. She jumps on the cage. She's doing this. She prays a little bit. The Brazilian fans in the crowd are going nuts, waving their flags around. Big moment for Chris Cyborg there. You know what? I think both women's stock go up there. Cyborg for winning the featherweight belt and Tonya Evinger for enduring a basically... We'll stop the clock. Sorry about that. Enduring like a 11.5-minute ass whooping, basically. So, big props to Tonya Evinger for stepping up, moving up a weight class to take on the scariest woman in the world, and then for taking her into later rounds. I mean, I know it wasn't championship rounds, but Chris Cyborg has only been to the 3rd round a handful of times. But anyway, it was so against the fence, Cyborg was pressing. With her left hand, she was pressing Tanya's face down, and she brought her knee up to meet her face as she was pressing down. Tonya hunched over in the turtle position, a couple of ground and pound shots for Cyborg, and she walked away before Mike Beltran even stopped the fight because she knew it was over. That's great. That's an amazing fighter. She's so talented, so fucking dangerous, and then yet she has the wherewithal to know when to stop putting punishment on her opponent. So big props to Cyborg Justino there. Also, big props to, again, Evinger for hanging in there. Cyborg versus Lesnar? No. But what's next for her? I mean, who is going to fight Cyborg at 145 pounds? I think we need for Cyborg to fight Megan Anderson. Thank you for hanging out, John. Joe Rogan's interviewing Cyborg. Been a long time coming. How does that feel? To feel those words. She says she has no words. She says, just thank you to my fans for coming to watch me. Obrigado forever. Thanks for hanging out, Craig. Chris Cyborg is the new UFC Women's Featherweight Champion. How does she feel about it? She just wants to thank everyone for the opportunity. Thanks her fans again, her family. She's happy, and she's going to make a great fighter inside the Octagon. Her story is just beginning. All right. I think what's next for Cyborg has to be Megan Anderson, right? That was the fight that was booked. Then Megan said she couldn't fight because of personal reasons, and then we get Tanya Evinger in her replacement. And as her replacement, I still think we need to see that fight. Wow, Dwayne Johnson, The Rock, has a silver beard. I didn't know that. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. That would help me out a shitload. My goal for subscribers by the end of the stream is to be 2,500. That would mean so much to me. Currently, we are at 2278. It's not just this type of content that we put out. We got a bunch of great stuff. We got a couple of guys from Team Alpha Male that do stylistic breakdowns of fighters, like Michael Chiesa, how he does the back take, how he gets his rear naked chokes. Demian Maia, how he chains his takedowns together, that sort of thing. A couple of good guys there, young dudes looking to be professional fighters themselves. Also want to be MMA journalists. We also have fights by the numbers, which are really fun. And I do preview and prediction videos. Thanks for hanging out, Quincy Hassinger. Really appreciate you, my friend. Quincy gave me a like on Facebook, and if you guys would want to give me a like on Facebook, I would appreciate that, and I would go with that as well. It's facebook.com/Flyin Brian Show. It's in the link down below here, the description box. So we're going to reset here. The next fight is the co-main event of the evening, Demian Maia versus Tyron, the Chosen One Woodley. Tyron? I forget how he said he wants it to be said. I'm going to call him Tyron. On November 25th, UFC is going to be in mainland China, Shanghai, the Mercedes-Benz Arena on August 1st. November 25th, Saturday. There's a fight card in mainland China, Shanghai, the Mercedes-Benz Arena. They just announced it on the live broadcast, so in case you were interested in that. Also, like MMA Mania on Facebook, I will be there afterward to do a post-fight show after I let my voice recover a little bit, because talking like these guys, I found a whole new respect for the commentators, because talking to myself basically for 2 hours straight is straining on my voice. All right, we're at 2298 on subscribers to the channel, and we got to get to 2,500. Would really appreciate it if you guys would help me out with that. All right, so we're getting ready for the co-main event of the evening, which is Tyron, the Chosen One Woodley, putting his welterweight championship on the line against Demian Maia. Tyron is 16-3-1. Demian Maia is 25-6. The odds have the Chosen One as a -225 favorite. The comeback on Demian Maia is plus 205. Demian Maia comes in here on a, I believe, a 7-fight winning streak in the welterweight division. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yes, that is right. With big wins over guys like Neil Magny, Jorge Gamebred Masvidal, Ryan LaFleur, Matt Brown, and of course, probably the biggest win. Well, maybe the biggest win is Jorge Masvidal, but a huge win was his 1 minute and 52-second submission via rear naked choke victory over Carlos Condit back in August of 2016. And Tyron Woodley, obviously he is the champion. He is riding a wave of momentum. Since he knocked out Robbie Lawler, he defended his belt twice against, well, defended his belt once against Stephen Thompson. The first fight they went to a majority draw. He is on a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So he hasn't lost in 5 fights, and he's 4-0-1 in those 5 fights. And here he's taking on a streaking welterweight in Demian Maia. If I could give you a little bit of a breakdown here, I think that, well, Demian Maia, he's really good at stringing his takedown attempts together. He's not orthodox with what he's doing. He's not just going in there for single legs, double legs. He will go for a double leg, won't get that, goes for a single leg, can't get the single leg. He will pull half guard, and from there he can find his way to his opponent's back, and he's really good at doing that. Very high level jiu-jitsu. What I love about Demian Maia is that he has said in the past that he doesn't want to hurt his opponents. He just wants them to submit, so that's fun. But what I think is going to happen is that Tyron Woodley, he has, let's see. Sorry, guys, one sec. Tyron has 92% takedown defense in his UFC and Strikeforce career, and that's all of his fights minus the first 2 fights of his career. So really good takedown defense. He's an All-American wrestler for the University of Missouri, and he has a fucking vicious ground and pound as well. I think if Demian Maia goes in for, he shoots from really far away. He'll do a 1-2 combination. He shoots from super far away. Then he gets in on his wrestling combinations. But if he were to pull guard of any kind on Demian Maia, I think he gets blasted because, well, the takedown defense of Woodley, of course, but then the ground and pound. I don't think you want to pull guard and be underneath Tyron Woodley for any amount of time. You look at when he took down Stephen Thompson early on in the fight against Stephen Thompson early on in the first fight. The vicious ground and pound that he landed on Wonder Boy was, you know, fucking ferocious. And Wonder Boy obviously has a heart of gold or a heart of steel and had a lot of ability to come back and heart to take that beating. But can Demian Maia, who is rather old, 39 years old, damn near 40. He will be 40 on November 6th. Can he take the punishment that Tyron Woodley can dole out? I don't think he can. One thing that is surprising to me is if you look at Sorry, what are you guys talking about the clock for? I've been rambling. Do some cleaning up here. No. I'm not comparing Stephen Thompson's ground game to Demian Maia's. I'm comparing their durability. Like the punishment that Stephen Thompson was able to take and then, you know, still keep trucking forward, that was astounding. My question here is not if the ground game, it's no question, man. Sorry about that. Is if Maia can take a beating like Stephen Thompson did and keep trucking forward. I don't think so, but Zimbo asks, do I think that John Jones is the layoff going to be a huge factor? Yes, he hasn't fought since April of 2016. And he looked a little bit rusty against Ovin St. Preux, but like Robbie Lawler, I thought he was going to come out and be a little bit hesitant like he was against Carlos Condit, like he was against Tyron Woodley. Then he came out there in the first round against Cowboy Cerrone and was just guns a-blazing, just whooping some ass, right? So who knows? obviously John Jones hates Daniel Cormier, so he could just get the ring rust off him right away by just coming out there guns a-blazing and doing the damn thing. Yeah, it's a long layoff, but, you know. So, if you didn't know, recently Chester Bennington from Lincoln Park committed suicide, and Demian Maia always walks out to Lincoln Park, and he's walking out to Numb. So let's have a moment of silence for Chester Bennington. So this is the co-main event of the evening. Demian Maia has made his way to the Flyin Brian J prep point. He's getting Vaseline put on his face. He's on a 7-fight winning streak, the longest in UFC's welterweight division. 12 wins by submission, 60 takedowns in his UFC career. It's the 7th most in UFC history. If you haven't already, please subscribe to MMA Mania on YouTube. We'll truly, truly appreciate that. My goal is to be to 2,500 by the end of the night. Currently, we are at 2323. 2325. Jay's going to go with Woodley in this one, as am I. Richard Wynn says, shut up and stream the fight. Don't forget the clock, bro. I'll do my best, guys. Sorry about that. Don't you think this setup is pretty cool where I got my face here? Probably should make my face even smaller, but then, you know, I got the rest of it, the round and the scoring, the fight clock, and then what fight we're watching right there. I think it's pretty damn cool. Tyron's walking out to something with a nice beat to it, but I have no idea what it is. Thanks, Justin Campbell. Appreciate it. Tyron's got a real serious look on his face as he emerges from in the back of the arena, and of course he's got Funky Ben Askren in his corner. He trains with Rufus Sport, so does Funky Ben, and it's cool because they're in the same weight class, and Funky Ben is an undefeated welterweight, the Risen champion, which, fun fact, Risen is on tonight after this fight card is over, so if you want to stay up super late and watch some more fights, Risen will be available for your viewing pleasure. My good friend Andrew the Clown Kid Lawrence will be keeping you informed on that over there on the Twitter at Middle Easy. Put the rounds in a box next time? Alright. Perhaps. Fuck the clock, yeah. Fuck the clock. I look like Demian Maia? Man, Maia must be ugly as fuck. That's not nice of you to say about Demian Maia, bro. Jeez, I'm telling. Kyle, I thought about adding the fighter stats, and I can't. Like, so on UFC.com, it'll show you the stats, but I can't. It's, that would be against their copyright. So they have it copywritten, you know. And taking that, I would have to be talking about the stats the whole time in order to make it count as fair use. And I didn't want to do that. And I also didn't want to... I'm not smart enough, or I didn't have enough time to figure out a way to pull the stats from that to update on my stream. But yeah, I had that idea, man. I wanted to have like a picture there that was showing the stats and could show you the ebbs and flows of the action to assist in my commentating or in whatever I'm doing, play-by-play, just talking. But it's basically like this video could be stricken with a copyright violation, and if that happens, then MMA Mania can't live stream in the future, so I can't do that. Until Dawn, what's up from Massachusetts? Thanks, man. I look like Carlos Condit, man. Carlos Condit is a handsome motherfucker. Brian, do you actually think Jones has a chance against Lesnar, who is way stronger? Yes, I do think he has a chance, and one of the main reasons is Lesnar doesn't have very good striking. He has very minimal striking defense. John Jones is actually a rather large dude, and if Lesnar actually has to, be in the USADA drug testing pool, then, that gives Johnny Bones an even greater chance. It's time! 5 rounds in the UFC welterweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner. This man is a jiu-jitsu fighter with a record of 25 victories with 6 defeats, standing 6 foot 1 inches tall, weighing in at 170 pounds, fighting out of Curitiba, Brazil, Demian Maia. Use my chest. And now, please rise for the singing of our national anthem. Thanks, Michael. Appreciate it. Alright, Bruce Buffer's doing the damn thing. This fight is 5 rounds for the undisputed UFC men's featherweight. I don't know why I say men's. I feel like at this point, all of them should have a distinction between men's and women's, because let's have equality, right, y'all? Even though we don't have a women's featherweight or welterweight division. I probably won't do Conor versus Mayweather. I might, though. That could be kind of fun. I don't know yet. I'm not required to do these. I'm just doing it for funsies, so. I look like Mia Khalifa. A big fake titties. Oh, we can't have racism or hatred of any kind here, man. Sorry. What'd you say, Ryan? Alright, I'm gonna have the clock ready this time. Introducing the champion, fighting out of the red corner. A freestyle fighter holding a professional record of 17 wins, 3 losses, and 1 draw. The reigning, defending UFC welterweight champion, Tyron, the Chosen One, Woodley. All right, here we go. No racists in this chat. Well, I kick out the racist trolls. Where are they at? You can't say the F word, man. Can't say the F word. All right, our referee is Herb Dean. Says protect yourself at all times. Obey my commands. Man, you can't say the F word, man. Jerry Alvarado. Jerry Alvarado. Happy birthday, man. All right, here we go. All right, I started the clock. Hopefully it's working. Damian's pressing forward. Woodley's got his back toward the fence. Circling to his left. They're meeting with jabs. Damian's really pressing Tyron against the fence. Damian gets in on a takedown. He's got his hands clasped behind the hips. Woodley's going... Maia's got him wrapped up a little bit. Maia almost had the takedown. Woodley's out of it. Ooh. At some point, Maia's eye got fucked up in that exchange. Damian tries for another takedown. Woodley shucks him off. The commentators have no idea what happened to Maia's eye either. Maia's pressing forward. Woodley's got his butt against the fence. Circling to his left. Maia's in on his legs again. Maia's in on a single leg. Woodley's defending well. Woodley has his feet really close together, and Maia's really in on this takedown. All right, they circle back out. Maia's in the center of the octagon. Woodley circles with his back close to the fence again. Woodley looks... Oh, an overhand left landed for Demian Maia. Woodley is just waiting on Maia. Maia's jab, jab, fakes a level change. Doesn't do it. Woodley's circling to his left with his butt right on the cage. Now he changes to his right. He's moving back and forth. To his left again. Demian shoots in for a takedown. Met solidly by Woodley. Woodley grabbed the fence, but... Woodley grabbed the fence, and Herb Dean's giving him one warning. Herb says if he grabs the fence again, he's taking a point. It was a huge fence grab, too. Again, Woodley circling with... A left hand landed by Maia, and he was in on a single, and Woodley scoots out of there. Woo! Woodley's circling to his right. He's got his butt right up against the cage. Maia's pressing forward, faking with level changes. Hits him with a left straight. Man, Maia's getting some good strikes landed on Woodley here. Woodley's circling to his right. He's getting closer and closer to the fence as he does. The size difference is mind-boggling. Maia looks huge compared to Tyron Woodley in there. So far, it seems as though Maia is in a little bit of control of the fight, but it just feels like any moment the tide will turn and it'll be Woodley's fight. Again, range checking jabs by Maia. They're not really threatening anything. They're just kind of out there. He's faking with level changes. They're in the center of the octagon briefly. Tyron hesitant as all get out, really. Woodley is really hesitant. He fakes with the double jab because he likes to do the double jab overhand. That's his entry. He landed the overhand on Maia's guard. Maia did a good job defending. Woodley puts out a couple of pawing jabs. Nothing really happening here. Woodley barely misses with a jab. Maia is just doing the range-keeping jabs. We're circling to our right. Woodley is behind the two double stripes. He's got his butt really close to the... Woodley briefly presses forward. Woodley misses with an overhand right. Maia goes in for a double leg. Woodley shucks him off, no problem. You have to wonder who is going to suffer more as the fight goes on with the defending takedowns for Woodley, the takedown attempts for Maia. I have to think that the takedown attempts for Maia are hurting him more than defending him are hurting Woodley. But another straight left lands for Maia, and it might have hurt Woodley a little bit. Woodley acknowledged it by touching his face a couple of times. Woodley misses with an overhand right again. Huh. Nothing happening. Woodley's doing a bunch of feints, but nothing really happening. Woodley's got his butt against the fence. Maia's pressing forward, but no, nothing happening. They're touching lead jabs. Kind of a lackluster round there. I'm gonna give it to Demian Maia. Let me check the stats. Huh. Fucking. So, those. Geez, Louise. It's so hard to score the round. I mean, do you give the round to Woodley for being defensive with the grappling? Do you give the round to Maia for pressing forward and searching for takedown attempts? Maia missed on 8 takedown attempts in the first round. Oh, my. Yeah, I'm going to give the round still to Maia for octagon control. Everyone else is giving it to Woodley. Fucking, okay. I'm going to do it too. I have to give a disclaimer. It's hard for me to score as I'm talking. You know, that's one of the hardest things to do. So, I guess we're going to give it to Woodley because effective grappling, his effective grappling was the defensive wrestling. Where Maia... Woodley lands the overhand right. "10-point must" is a dumb. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I would almost give it fucking 10-10. That was so difficult. And as I'm talking, it's even more difficult. I forgot to start my fucking clock again. Maia landed another straight left. Oh, and Woodley counters with a right hook. Or a right straight, an overhand right. He dropped Maia, and Maia says, "come into my guard." And Woodley says, "fuck that." And Herb Dean brings him back to the feet. We got 4 minutes to go in round number 2. And now Woodley's starting to turn up the volume. Now Woodley's pressing forward. Woodley's got the confidence. Woodley's holding his hands low. He seems to be super confident. He's doing this with his right hand. His confidence really... Maia missed with a right hook. Woodley missed with an uppercut and then a right straight. Right straight, barely missed from Woodley. Woodley still pressing forward. Maia goes in on a single leg, and Woodley easily defends it. It seems like Maia is fading fast, and Joe Rogan thinks that Demian Maia probably has a broken orbital bone. Woodley goes for an inside low kick, and Maia goes in for a takedown. He's in on his ankle, doesn't get it, and Woodley basically does Alistair Overeem, runs away. Maia has now attempted 10 takedowns and landed 0. Maia's pressing forward again, and Woodley's got his butt against the cage again. We're behind the two stripes in the octagon, and Maia's the one pressing forward. Seems like that brief amount of confidence kind of went away from Woodley. I don't know what he's doing level change fakes, and he's feigning with jabs. They're circling to the right. Maia's got the center of the octagon. Woodley lands a lead uppercut, but barely landed it. Maia goes to step in. He's met with a jab from Woodley. Left straight lands again for Woodley, or for Maia. Maia landed a left straight, then he goes in for a double leg, and Woodley got double underhooks and shucked him off straight away. Joe Rogan's letting us know that as Woodley starts to sweat more and more, it's going to make the takedowns more difficult for Maia. And I think we're already seeing that, and it seems like Maia is fading. His takedown attempts are becoming worse and worse. Also, he's throwing his left straight less. But still, Maia's the one pressing forward. We're behind the double stripes of the octagon. Woodley feints with the jab, presses forward, briefly goes to the center of the octagon, and then Maia changes up and then presses Woodley back again. They're touching lead hands. Maia is threatening with level changes, and he's pawing his jab out there. He eats a right straight to the body, does Maia. And he's back to pushing Woodley toward the fence. Maia landed a couple of left hands on Woodley, but he dodged a third one. Maia missed badly with a right hook. Lead uppercut lands for Woodley, but like with no real pop to it. Nothing really happening. It's just Maia's doing level change fakes, but not changing levels. He's pressing Woodley back, and then Woodley will come in with a big punch fake that backs Maia up, and they go to the center of the octagon. Then they do it again. Maia will press forward with a couple of jabs that aren't really threatening. He threatens level change with his shoulders, but isn't going for level changes. And we're just doing that over and over. Not much is happening. Okay, so 2 rounds in, and I think that it's probably Woodley is up 2-0 or 20-18. Maia's eye is getting worked on between rounds. They've got some end swell on it. They've got some ice on his chest. Woodley's corner says, you're taking away his ground game, and you've showed him that he can't hit you with nothing. They're calling for a 1-2-1 and angle out in Woodley's corner. Maia looks a little bit dejected. He's probably in a lot of pain from his fucking eye. His orbital bone might be broken. Woodley's corner says that Maia is going in desperate. Brittany Palmer getting us ready for round number 3. Doctor is looking at the eye of Maia, and Maia's able to follow his finger with his eye, so we're good to go. It is really swollen, though, and black and blue, cut up a little bit. Here we go. Round number 3 underway. Maia's pressing forward, the same thing. They're touching lead hands. Maia's pressing Woodley up toward the fence. He goes in for a single leg. Woodley gets out of it with no problem. It's the same thing. Same thing. Touching lead hands. Touching lead hands. Maia the southpaw. Woodley the orthodox fighter. Woodley missed on a counter right straight. Anik thought he landed it. Oh! Overhand right landed on the kind of busted up eye of Maia from Woodley. But he's still composed. The stat as of right now is Tyron Woodley has stuffed 12 takedowns from Demian Maia. If you're just now joining us, I'm sorry that I'm not showing the fights. This is just what I'm doing. I spent my $60 to tell you guys what's going on in the fights, to keep you guys informed. And I just ask that you give the video a thumbs up if you appreciate it. If not, and you just hate that I'm not actually showing the fights for free, I understand. Your thumbs down. And also, if you appreciate it, please subscribe to the channel. I said that because not much is happening. Maia, same thing. Maia's pressing forward. Couple of range keeping jabs or range finding jabs. Tyron circling to his right, outside of the double lines. Tyron goes for the double jab, threatened the overhand right. Didn't throw it, though. Did it again, just a single jab, overhand right. He's doing this, winding up his right hand again. Nothing. Maia landed a left hand, and Woodley says, yep, hit me right there. Maia missed with a right hook. Right straight, barely landed for Tyron Woodley as he did this, you know, he doubled up on the jab, threw the right straight, did it again, didn't land it. Well, it was like partially landed. It was just not very forceful. Woodley is fighting extremely smart here. He's staying far enough away from Maia so that he can defend the takedown. He gets his punches in and then gets right back out of there. But it's not very exciting. Inside low kick lands for Woodley. He doubled up on the jab like he does to go the overhand right, but instead of throwing the overhand right, he threw an inside low kick. Changing things up. Very little is happening here. Very little is happening. I'm sorry that there's nothing. They're touching lead hands. Maia's pressing forward. We are behind the double stripes. We're on the Metro PCS logo, right beside the red corner with Budweiser. Maia kind of landed a left straight, but it wasn't very significant. Tyron landed a right hand that kind of shook Maia's head. Maia goes in on a takedown, and Woodley easily defends it again. Ooh, a left hand lands for Maia, and Woodley acknowledges it again. Right hand touches Maia. Woodley with a check of the clock. Inside low kick lands for Maia. Sorry, not much happening. So I'm looking on Twitter, and one of my friends thinks that Woodley might have broken his hand. He's been shaking his hand a lot. I haven't noticed, but we'll keep an eye on it. It's we're probably going to give it a 30-27 Woodley through 3 rounds. They end the round just literally staring at each other. No movement at all, just looking at each other. Wow. That. Gypsy 6 says Woodley's fighting smart. Yeah, it's a very smart fight by Tyron Woodley, but it's not exciting. God, really at all. That's in part by both fighters. Oh. A pain in my belly. I have to toot. Ooh. Yeah, this fight sucks so far. So, sorry, I don't have anything to say because there's not a lot of action. In boxing, it sounds like Demian would be winning due on pushing the paw and attempting takedowns, being the aggressor. Yeah, but the right hands from Woodley, he landed 9, Maia landed 8, and Woodley's were what he landed were a lot more significant, but fucking every round is razor thin. Not razor thin, but like we're talking thin, man. Forgot my clock again. The crowd is booing. Woodley lands a right to the body. Same thing. So if whatever I've been saying for this entire fight, it's the same thing that's happening. They're touching lead hands. Maia's pressing forward. Woodley is circling with his back to the octagon. Behind the double lines, Maia goes in for a takedown. Fails. Circling to our left now. Woodley seems to be fresh, but he got touched by a jab from Maia as he was going to go for an explosive move in. Woodley goes for a left hook, barely missed off the shoulder of Maia. Maia pressed forward. He landed a left straight. He's in on a single leg on Woodley. He's got it. Looks like he's getting it wrapped up. There was a grab of the fence from Woodley. Woodley's now leaning on the back of Maia, and he circles out. It is copyright if I use sound. Yeah, sorry, man. 3 minutes left in round number 4. I don't know what to say. There is just not much going on. Thank you, Michael. Maia's in on another takedown. He's got a single leg, and Woodley limp legs out of it. Woodley circling to his left, again behind the double stripes. The commentators were talking about Maia's not doing enough because all he's doing to set up his takedowns is the jab straight left. But on the other side, I mean, Woodley's not doing much either. As I say that, he lands an overhand right. Inside low kick lands by Demian. I think at the end of this fight, I think Tyron will keep his belt, but I think that nobody will really have won a fight. Right now on the broadcast, Joe Rogan is questioning if Tyron is doing enough to win the rounds. Because, like, I forget who said it, Demian is the one pressing forward. Damian's the one that's, like, really instigating the action, and Tyron's just kind of circling with his back to the fence. Tyron just slipped a left straight from Maia and landed his own right. Really nothing happening. There's nothing for me to say. There's nothing happening. The crowd is booing again, and we're going to end the round with them staring at each other. So sorry guys, it's kind of boring, and so my commentating isn't great to start with, and then these guys really aren't giving me much to work with. This fight is a real dud. Greatest fight card of all time? Man, this isn't living up to it, in my opinion. This fight, man, the last two fights from Woodley have really been stinkers. Yeah, I think that it's probably 40 to 36 for Woodley. Well, not much to say though, guys. I'm sorry that I'm sorry. Here we go. Well, should have fucking forgot to start my timer. Let's just start it. Crew says he's frustrated for Maia because Maia isn't throwing more strikes. Maia tried for a takedown and nothing. Maia shucked it off again. Don't worry about the rude people, but we gotta block people that use hateful comments. You can't be putting hate in the comment section, man. No racism, no homophobic slurs, no anti. You know, any fucking way. So, same thing's happening. Maia's pressing forward. He's throwing the jab that doesn't mean anything. He's in on a single leg. Woodley easily limp legs out, and he walks back to the center of the octagon with his hands down. This fight's awful. Same thing's happening. Maia pressed forward with a jab, goes in for a takedown, didn't get it. Woodley easily sprawls out. So, same thing's happening. We're circling to our right. We're against the fence here. Woodley's got his butt right up against the cage. He comes in with a jab and then misses with the right straight. Kind of an overhand. A left straight lands to the chest of Woodley from Maia. Woodley has his hands at his hips, and he's just backing up against the fence, just looking at Maia. Sorry, guys. This fight just sucks. Okay, so Maia throws a jab, closes distance, is feinting with his shoulders. So this fight is so boring. There are people in the stands, in the crowd, waving their phones with the lights on them. And Joe Rogan was commenting on that. Holy shit. I mean, they might not be phones with lights on them, but they're definitely lights. Maia lands a left straight. Woodley circling with his back close to the fence. Wow. The crowd is chanting boring. The crowd is chanting boring. Holy shit. The crowd is chanting boring. So, a lot of people like to talk about how GSP's a really boring champion because he laid and prayed. What about Tyron Woodley? He's got to be right up there with how boring GSP is, right? People got to be talking about that. Edward Snowden. Edward Snowden is live streaming UFC fights. What? If you'd be nice, I'll tell you all of America's secrets. 45 seconds to go. And, nothing's happening. Wow, this fucking sucks. I'm not even putting up the last score. I'm taking them down. Fuck it. That was awful. Who cares? On to the next. Ugh. God, that was ugly. What are you guys saying about it in the comments? Man, that fight was the fucking worst. That might have been the worst fight I've ever watched. Wow. Next up, we've got the main event of the evening, which surely can't be boring. It's a rematch between Daniel DC Cormier and Johnny Bones Jones. It's the rematch from when they fought in 2015, where John Jones won 49-46 over Cormier. And then they were scheduled to fight 4 times since then. This is the first time they're actually going to make it to the Octagon. Currently, the odds have Johnny Bones Jones at -315. The comeback on Daniel Cormier is +285. Wow. That was not fun. All right, here's the decision coming in. $50-45, $49-46, and $49-46. And still, Tyron Woodley. All right, so Joe Rogan's interviewing him. And Demian Maia is widely the reason that fight sucked. So we can't just say Tyron Woodley not an exciting champion. Demian Maia, you know. As Rogan interviews Woodley, the crowd boos him, and he says, hey, look, man, I can't throw wide shots because Maia could get in on my legs. He says he's going to fight George St. Pierre on November 4th in Madison Square Garden. The record was broken for the least amount of strikes ever thrown in a fight. The record was broken for least amount of strikes thrown in a fight? I mean, what? The record for least amount of strikes thrown in a 5-round fight? What? I gotta look this up. That's what Joe Rogan said. He said least amount of strikes thrown in a fight. I gotta find this actual stat here. Least amount of strikes thrown in a welterweight title fight. So that's terrible. So, great stat for... Yeah, that was the worst fight ever. The least amount of strikes thrown in a welterweight title fight in UFC history. And the UFC has a long, storied 170-pound history. And he broke the record. Am I eating Jolly Ranchers? No, they're cough drops. They're... I'll stop smacking on the gum. Sorry, guys. No, man, I don't have the flu, but my throat gets real dry when I talk a whole bunch, and then I get like a phlegmy thing, so I've been doing some cough drops here. Oh, no racist slurs, man. No racial slurs. All right, so as we wait for the main event of the evening, which is Johnny Bones Jones versus Daniel DC Cormier, I remind you guys that I spent my $60 so that I could tell you guys what's happening in the action here tonight. So I would ask if you could show your appreciation by giving the video a thumbs up. I would truly, truly appreciate that. And also subscribe to this channel. My goal is to have 2,500 subscribers to this channel by the end of the night. Currently, we are at 2,455. With your help, guys, I know we can make it there. I truly appreciate you for being here. And I appreciate you all the nice comments you've given me. And we just ignore the hate here. The $60. So after the fights are over, I always do a post-fight show on MMA Mania's Facebook page, and I ask the viewers there to grade the card, and I also grade it myself. What post-fight letter grade would I give the card? Well, I gave it an A+ to start with, and I'm going to give it a B+ as of right now. So it's not lived up to my expectations. I thought we would see a more thunderous KO from Cyborg and Tanya. I was kind of disappointed that Jimmy versus Volkan didn't go longer. Tyron Woodley versus Demian Maia, obviously that was a stinker, and that's going to negate from my enjoyment of the card altogether. The prelims were decently fun. Actually, the prelims were really fun. But I'm sticking with my B+, and I'll talk about this the entire night of fights in my post-fight show on MMA Mania's Facebook page right after Joe Rogan interviews the final person he's interviewing tonight. Cyborg won with a TKO in round number 3. Who did I pick, Jon Jones or Daniel Cormier? I picked Jon Jones. I mean, we saw the fight happen already, right? And Jon is just too dynamic for Cormier. Cormier, he struggled with the wrestling, he struggled at range, and he just mostly did well up tight and in the clinch with the uppercuts. And, you know, other than that, Jon clearly won. Yeah, Jon is coming off this long layoff, but I feel like Jon is just too dynamic for Cormier, really. Who do I want to win? I want Daniel Cormier to win. Because I know in the promos they talk about, Jon talks about Cormier thinks I'm a bad guy. Cormier is the good guy and Jon is the bad guy. I think Cormier is the better person. He's the better human being. If you wanted your child to look up to somebody, to what they could become, it's Daniel Cormier. It's not Jon Jones. I think Jon Jones is still partying. If you watch Knuckle Up with Eugene S. Robinson on BloodyElbow.com, he talks about how he has insider information that he thinks Jon Jones is still partying. He's still doing blow and stuff. And after all he's been through to still do that stuff, I feel like that's Do I think Cyborg looked nervous at first? Yes, I did. Ride your deal. I thought that she, well, not nervous, but like hesitant and calculated. Rather than just going in there and throwing her inhibitions to the wind and getting a little crazy, she seemed to be like she had a game plan. She was focused. She was technically sound, and she did the damn thing in a way that, well, would get her the victory eventually. So she's smart. She fought smart, and sometimes fighting smart isn't all that fun. Right now, what's happening on the pay-per-view stream is that we are doing a hype video. It's a promo. We're showing some workouts for Cormier right now. He's hitting the pads, and it's there. You know, it's dark and shit. It's Jon Jones is saying Cormier has a perfect record. Jon is the only person to beat him, and if he beats him again, he's one of the greatest fighters ever. And if Cormier doesn't win, Cormier is just going to be a guy who could have been. Both guys think if they win tonight, they're the greatest fighter to ever enter the Octagon. Well, guess we're fighting for the greatest, huh? And Johnny Bones, since he's officially the challenger tonight, he is making his way to the Octagon right now. I can't tell what he's listening to. Anderson Silva is the GOAT, period. It's my personal opinion. See? John's screaming a bunch as he walks out. Let's go, he says. Facts. Jones let DC last the 5 rounds last fight, but will be all shit DC capping about. Like, sorry, man. That breaking legs, maybe. Oh, come on, Catherine, you big meanie. John looks loose as he makes his way to the Octagon. He's excited. He hugs his brother. John Jones does. And he hugs his other brother. He hugs someone else who I can't see, but has a big ring on their finger. Must be his dad. He kissed a lady. Might be his wife or his fiance. All right, John Jones is in the Flyin Brian J prep point. The guy that's going to put the Vaseline on John's face told him to hug his corner before he puts the Vaseline on him because he can't hug him after he puts the Vaseline on him. All right. Oh, Jones is walking out to the champ is here. The champ is here. The champ is here. John's got his wingspan spread wide. They checked his mouthpiece. They checked his cup. The Mike Beltran told him something. He hikes up his shorts and he crawls into the Octagon. Oh, not in the Octagon yet. He stops. He squats. He thinks. He's maybe praying a little bit here. And he kisses the Octagon. He does this business. And now he's in the Octagon. He does a cartwheel. It wasn't the prettiest cartwheel, but it was a decent cartwheel. Better cartwheel than I could do. Big John, our referee. This is going to be a banger. Going to be a fun one, hopefully. Lights dim. We're in the Honda Center. And here comes Daniel Cormier. I can't tell what he's walking out to either. If you haven't already, please give the video a thumbs up if you appreciate this, and subscribe to the channel. That would mean a lot to me, a whole lot. Oh, here we go. I know the song. Daniel looks real mean. He is focused. It's a Lil Wayne song that DC's walking out to. It's the song he always walks out to. He runs, he's running to the Octagon. Rise Above It by Lil Wayne. Lil Weezy tweeted, "Let's go, Daniel Cormier." There we are. Thanks, Brett. What are you guys talking about over here? I try to avoid the comment section a little bit because I know there's so much hatred in there. So many people that just are sad with life, saying racial slurs and dropping homophobic language and stuff. But if there are any of you guys, the good guys in here, let's chat. You think I'm just going to let you kill me, John? Seriously? Anthony J. Yeah, nice quote, bro. Thank you for hanging out, Heartless Death Note. Shout out to the Bay Area, Mr. Fernandez. Yeah, I'll be covering McGregor fight for sure. Thanks, Kyle. I appreciate you. I appreciate all the kind words. I really, really, truly do. It means a lot to me. And all of the niceness drowns out the hate, and that's what life's all about, really. All right, Daniel Cormier is in the prep point. He gave his hugs to his cornermen. He's getting the Vaseline put on his eyebrow right now. Putting on his left brow, now on his right brow. Daniel Cormier is the UFC light heavyweight champion. He is on a 4-fight win streak, undefeated when landing 2 or more takedowns. And I'm still thankful to him for not just putting an ass whooping on Anderson the Spider Silva. Adam Carrasco, California. What's up, man? Thanks for joining. Who's here cheering for Johnny Bones? Tell me about it. Who's here cheering for Daniel Cormier? Just type Cormier, Jones. Put that in there. Let's go, champ. Let's go, champ. Oh, change the picture. Thanks, man. God, that'd have been embarrassing. Boom. Thanks for the reminder. Ha! You the real MVP, whoever told me about to change the picture. I don't bust back because I shoot first. Bruce Buffer's doing his thing. The main event of the evening, presented by Harley Davidson. Jones is giving shit-eating grins at Daniel Cormier, raising his eyebrows at him. These guys got a weird dynamic. Wouldn't it? I would love it if after they fight, and if Jones were to win, they could just be buddies. Squash the beef. It's just their hatred for each other is just odd. Again, Big John McCarthy, our referee. The odds have John Jones at -310 to come back on Daniel Cormier at +280. And, of course, John Jones has a 12-inch reach advantage with his arms, a 4-inch reach advantage with his legs, and he is 5 inches taller than the current champion in Daniel Cormier. Buffer is saying this is the moment UFC fans watching around the world have been waiting for. Live from the sold-out Honda Center in Anaheim, California. It's time. Five rounds in the UFC light heavyweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner. This man is a look-see-do fighter with a professional record of 22 wins, 1 defeat. Standing 6 foot 4 inches tall, weighing in at 205 pounds. He is the former UFC light heavyweight champion of the world, Johnny Bones Jones. I buy every single pay-per-view. All of them. Every single UFC pay-per-view. Gypsy 6 has DC by submission. A foot-long Italian sub with extra mayonnaise. Oh, that's funny. No, right now, Bruce Buffer is announcing John Jones. Jones looks pretty amped up. He's ready to rock. No, the fight hasn't started yet. We'll get the clock. We'll get the clock, guys. I live in a place that doesn't have the closest pay-per-view, or the closest business that shows the pay-per-view in my area is like 2 hours away from me, so I buy them all. And I don't have any friends in real life who watch fights, really, so I watch by myself. That's why I do this. Daniel D.C. Cormier. All right, we're ready to rock. Main event of the evening. They do touch gloves. So if you bet that, go cash your ticket. They touch gloves, and it was John Jones who instigated the glove touch. Interesting. All right, here we go. Jones looks happy. Cormier looks focused. Stern. Clock started. Here we go. They touch gloves again in the center of the octagon. John lands a low kick early. He hits him with a wide left. John just starting strong. Couple of uppercuts from Daniel Cormier knocked Jones' mouthpiece out. Wow, an uppercut from the clinch knocked John Jones' mouthpiece out, but he kept still attacking. McCarthy stopped the action for a second. John Jones got a takedown. Cormier right back to his feet, though. Cormier landed a knee from the clinch as they separate. Stepping side kick to the thigh from John Jones lands on the lead leg of Cormier. Cormier's marching forward. He eats a left straight. It was kind of a wide left to the body from Jones. A wide left from Jones lands on the face of Cormier. Jones is putting his fingers out there. Big John needs to look at that. Cormier is pressing forward. There's a cut under the eye of Cormier. I don't know what it's caused from. A couple of kicks to the knee from John on Cormier, like he does. Oblique kicks. Ripping hook to the body from Jones lands on Cormier. Cormier's pressing forward. John feints. John lands another oblique kick to the thigh. Cormier's having trouble with the range here again. Cormier lands an outside low kick. A couple of uppercuts land for Cormier. Cormier gets an underhook and he tries to press John to the fence, but John shucks him off. We are back in the center of the octagon. John Jones wearing blue trunks. Daniel Cormier in the championship black with gold letters. John lands another hook to the body and an oblique kick to the thigh. Another oblique kick to the thigh lands from John Jones. Knee to the body, vicious knee from John lands on Cormier to the liver side. Right straight misses barely from John Jones. Cormier's still walking forward, but the blood underneath his left eye is trickling down a little bit. Those oblique kicks. Inside low kick lands for Cormier. He goes for an overhand right, and John instigates a clinch. They circle out. John Jones circling to his left with Cormier stalking him. John is keeping range with his hand out. John lands a left kick to the body of Cormier. Jones is really putting in some work to the legs and the body early from Cormier. On Cormier, that should be noted here. Front kick to the body lands for Jones. Front kick to the thigh lands for Jones. Stepping in elbow barely misses on Cormier. Push kick to the thigh landed for Jones again. Cormier missed on a combination. Inside low kick lands for Cormier. Overhand right lands from John Jones on Cormier. Cormier's got a weird look in his eyes. Like he knows something that I don't know. Cormier's the one pressing the action, but John Jones is doing a phenomenal job moving backward with the oblique kicks to the thigh. Just landed a stepping in elbow. Left elbow on Cormier. Cormier's really struggling with the range of John Jones. Right straight lands the body of Jones on Cormier. Right outside low kick lands for Cormier. Ooh, a left hook landed on Jones' face from Cormier. Nice one. He went low to the body with a right straight and then followed with a left hook to the face of Jones. They're touching lead hands together. Cormier slips a right straight. Then he blocked a right straight. Blocked another right straight. Goes for a winging hook to the body that missed. Cormier landed a left kick to the body. Ooh! Whoa! Cormier landed a couple of big punches on John, and John had to clinch up with him. Oh, John did that thing where he wrenched on his arm like he did against Glover Teixeira to hurt his shoulder. Whoa! Cormier landed a big overhand right on Jones' face. It was a jab overhand right combination. He landed it. Oh my God. Cormier's talking shit to Jon Jones at the end of the round here. Cormier landed a push kick to Jones' body, and they both raised their hands at the end of the round to indicate that they won the round. So the early part of that round was all Jon Jones. The latter part of the round was starting to become Cormier's bout. Who won it, though? That's my biggest question. Let's see. Strikes landed on UFC.com were 34-26 for Jones. But I'm interested to know if at the end of the round there, the judges would give the round to Cormier because he was the one that was more active toward the end of the round. He landed a couple of big strikes, and he might have even landed the more significant strikes if we're looking at which punches were to give damage. The overhand right combination that Cormier landed on Jones that caused Jones to get in on the clinch might have won the round for Daniel Cormier. And I've talked myself into it. I'm going to score the round. Round one. I think the volume probably won it for Jon Jones. But super close round. And I looked at Twitter quick, and it's all over the place for how they're scoring it. But I'm going to give it to Jon Jones. Cormier might have had the more significant punches, though. Left hook to the body lands for Jones. Stepping in knee to the body lands for Jones. Couple of pawing left hooks. Don't do anything for Cormier. Cormier landed outside low kick. He eats a right straight from Jones. DC just dodged the oblique kick from Jones and then returned fire with an outside low kick. Nice move by Cormier. Again, he dodged the oblique kick and he comes with an overhand right that lands on Jones. Ooh, an outside low kick landed really good from Cormier on Jones. Eye poke. Jon Jones eye poked Daniel Cormier. A headbutt. Shoot. Wrong. Fucking clock. Alright, well, we got some time. Sorry about the clock, guys. Fucking shit. It was when Cormier landed a really good outside low kick on Jones that crumbled Jones a little bit. As they come in, they bonked heads. All right, so the clock is right now. So now Cormier has cuts under both eyes. Cormier's the one pressing forward. Jon lands a straight right to the body, then an oblique kick to the thigh of Cormier. Cormier landed a left hook, overhand right, barely missed. Jones landed a couple of inside low kicks, and then Cormier landed his own inside low kick, and then a couple of hooks landed. Cormier is indicating that Jon Jones just hit him in the dick, and then Jon Jones lands an overhand left, stepping like a stomp to the thigh, lands for Jones. Cormier's still marching forward. Cormier still got this little like glimpse in his eye that's like he knows something that I don't know. Jones lands a stepping in left elbow. Cormier's still marching him down. Jones lands a left straight to the body. Midway through round number 2. Cormier lands an overhand right. Jones overeems, runs out. Jones missed with a right straight. Another one. Missed. Cormier's talking to him. Cormier just defended a takedown. He's talking to Jon Jones. He says, no, 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 not today. Dikembe Mutombo style. Jon misses with a left high kick, and Daniel says no again. Cormier with an outside low kick lands. Cormier lands a left hook. Cormier lands a right hook. John instigates a clinch. Cormier got one underhook, and they're sharing wrist control in the center of this clinch. And Cormier's going to back out. Cormier's ripping the body. He hits a left hook. We're in the clinch, and Cormier has double underhooks, and he throws Jones to the ground. Jones pops right back to his feet. DC lands a knee to the body. Cormier's got underhooks again. Woo! All right. Jon Jones circling to his right. DC's hunting him down. We're in the center of the octagon. John lands the stomp to the thigh on Jones. He misses with a stepping in left elbow. Cormier lands a double hook combination, and then we're in on double underhooks. Cormier's got the double underhooks, and he does a low kick from there and misses with a right high kick. A lot of action happening, guys. They're holding gloves together. Jon Jones in the white trunks has his back up against the fence. Cormier lands a leaping in left hook. Doesn't do any damage, though, but it scores points. Jon Jones lands a straight left to the body. Could be Jon Jones is in the southpaw stance briefly here. Left hook lands from Cormier. Jon Jones' pace seems to be waning a little bit, and Cormier is marching forward. He's closing that range. John is throwing less and less of those oblique stomps to the thigh. Cormier feels like he's in a little bit of control of the fight right now. I don't know if it's actually happening or my imagination, but with the confidence DC has, and he's marching forward. Oh, overhand right lands flush in the temple from Cormier, and Jones does this. It's like, didn't hurt me. Okay, end of round number 2. What a round it was. That was fun, y'all. I think that was a Daniel Cormier round. Fucking close fight. Kat Zingano on Twitter has it 2-0 for Daniel Cormier. The guy who's running the bloody elbow has it. They don't have any idea. Ariel Helwani has it 19-19, so it's 1-1. That's what we have it. And we are having one hell of an exciting fight. Round number 2. Again, Jon Jones outlanded Cormier, but Cormier landed the more significant strikes. He landed the harder blows, and he was moving forward the whole time. I don't know if landing less strikes than John could sway the judges, but it just felt like that round was Daniel Cormier's with his bravado, his pressing forward, and him landing the harder punches. To me, that was a Daniel Cormier round, so I have it 1-1 heading into the round number 3. Fun fight we got here. All right, third round. Here we go. Cormier presses forward with a couple of jabs. They don't find the range. He does it again. He's just trying to get in close. John goes to rip to the liver with a left hook, and Cormier blocks it. John's attacking Cormier's lead leg again. Cormier blocked a couple of them. Cormier ate a right straight. He dodges an oblique kick. He eats an inside leg kick. Outside low kick lands for John. Left hook to the body lands for Jones. Right hooks to the body lands for Jones. Outside low kick lands for Jones. Oblique kick was checked by Daniel Cormier. Front kick to the body misses from Jones. All Jon Jones so far, round 3. Left hook to the body lands for Jones. Stepping in knee to the body lands for Jones. Uppercut in the clinch lands for Cormier. This is first. Cormier just landed the stomp to the thigh on Jones. Cormier's pressing forward. John's backing up. He's in the southpaw stance. Short left hook lands very slightly for Cormier. Jab lands for Cormier. Jones is back in the orthodox stance. He's backing up. He lands a left hook. Daniel Cormier stalking Jones down, but he's not finding the range here. Jon Jones is using really good footwork to keep away from Cormier. Cormier's kind of following him. He's not cutting him off. He's kind of chasing. Jon Jones has his back close to the fence. We're behind the double stripes. Jon Jones moving to his right. Cormier lands a front kick to the body. Left straight out of the southpaw stance, lands to the body from Jones to Cormier. DC pressing Jon toward the fence. DC lands a right straight to the body, but it was not of much significance. DC doubles up on the left hook, doesn't get it. Goes for a right hook, doesn't get that either. Jon Jones lands a left high kick that wobbles Daniel Cormier. Jones is closing the distance. He low kicks Cormier. Cormier's running away. He's trying to get his wits about him. Cormier falls down. Jon's going to ground and pound him out here, I think. Cormier's in big trouble. Jon's raining down elbows. Jon's raining down some ground and pound. Cormier looks to be out of it. John McCarthy stops the fight. Jon Jones, TKO midway through round number 3. Left high kick started it off. It wobbled Cormier. He did one of these chicken dances. And then he closed the show. A little bit of ground and pound. It looked like Cormier might be defending himself a little bit, but I think Jon let Daniel Cormier eat a couple too many extra ground and pound shots, and Jon Jones shows that he's the greatest pound for pound fighter in the world by finishing Daniel Cormier with a TKO in round number 3, and Cormier still does not have his shit together. This is a scary moment here watching Cormier. He's sitting up against the octagon, but he does not look to have his wits about him. All right, so here's the replay. Left high kick. Shit. Fuck. Like the hardest part of his shin landed on Cormier's face, and Cormier's snot blew out of his nose, and fucking bam. It was kind of like a left hook, then a left low kick, spun DC around. DC's obviously not with him. He lands against the fence. Left knee to the body hurt Cormier as he was coming forward. DC falls to the ground, and left hand, left hand, left hand, left elbow, left hand, left hand, left elbow, and DC's out and fucking just continues to rain it down. DC's head is flat on the canvas. Fuck. Cormier's head is flat on the canvas, and Jon is just raining down left hands on him. Left hand, left hand, left hand, left hand, left hand. Oh my God. Oh. Sorry, the clock's still going? Stop. Oh. Whew, I think that Cormier might have ate too many strikes there at the end. All right, Cormier's up. There's a doctor talking to him. Cormier's protesting the stoppage, I think. Cormier's still not with it. His eyes are not in his head. I think he wants to talk to Jon Jones. The doctors and the commission are having to hold Daniel Cormier back as he wants to get... I think he's mad at Big John. What's with the drama? What's with the drama, Cormier? I think Cormier left the octagon. Nope, he's still in the octagon. Dana White's yelling at Cormier. I can't wait to get some insight on this. Dana White wraps the belt around Jon Jones' waist, then he bows. Man, Jon Jones has some long fucking fingernails, man. I can't wait to hear what the drama is with Daniel Cormier. The fight is over, your mom. Johnny Bones Jones won via knockout in the round number 3 at 3:01 of round number 3. Jon Jones is crying in the octagon. He's on his knees. John Jones says, if you're out there and you've let yourself down, it's never over. You can come back from it. Joe Rogan's asking John about the bitter rivalry between him and DC. John says that it feels unbelievable to be the champion again. He says thank you to the crowd. He says thank you to everybody. He wants to thank everyone for the love and support. He says he has the most loyal fans ever. And he loves all of them. Thank you so much. Even the haters. All the negativity. He says he loves the haters because they motivate him. Now we're calling John's attention to the big screen to watch the end of the fight. Boom. Fuck. Snot flew all over. I don't want to watch the end again. He wants to thank his... John wants to thank his coaching staff. Coaching staff. He says he knew that Cormier would dip his head to the left when he would throw the low kick, and so that's why he threw the high kick. He was setting him up with the low kicks, and then he would eventually get the high kick. He's thanking Daniel Cormier for being his biggest rival and his motivator. Daniel Cormier is crying in the octagon. I'm going to tear up. John Jones says that Cormier has been a model champion, a model husband, a model man, and he's an amazing human being. John Jones says Daniel Cormier is a true champion for the rest of his life. John goes over and gives Daniel Cormier a kiss on the head, but Cormier is still sobbing and looking at the ground. Very humble in victory here tonight for John Jones. I did not expect this. This is John Jones cried with tears of joy. Daniel Cormier is crying tears of pain. And Joe Rogan's going to interview Daniel Cormier, and Daniel Cormier is crying. He's talking through the tears. Cormier says the fight was going well. He doesn't know what happened. He got kicked in the head. He's so disappointed. Cormier just keeps saying, I don't know, man. Cormier says if John wins both fights, there is no rivalry. Man, I feel gutted for Daniel Cormier right now. John Jones is calling out Brock Lesnar in the Octagon right now. John Jones says, Brock Lesnar, if you want to know what it's like to get your ass beat by somebody who's 40 pounds less than you, meet me in the Octagon. Wonderful, wonderful end of this fight card. John Jones finishes the fight with a knockout. Then he's humble in victory. He cries because it's such an emotional time for him to come back from everything he's been through to be the champion again. Then he says he has respect for Daniel Cormier. He says Daniel Cormier is the model man. He's a respectable human being. He's a great husband. He was a great champion. He'll always be a champion in life. And Daniel Cormier is a great man. So he showed him respect. And then he cuts a promo on Brock Lesnar. You couldn't have scripted that any better. Fucking amazing ending to the night for Johnny Bones Jones. That was the best. Jon Jones did everything exactly right tonight. He got haters back on his side by being humble in victory, by showing respect for Daniel Cormier. Then he booked his next fight, his next money fight, which is against Brock Lesnar. Wow. Big night for Jon Jones. Big night for the UFC. Woo! That's it for this show, guys. I'm going to head over to... UFC... sorry, I'm worked up. I'm going to head over to MMA Mania's Facebook page to do a post-fight show in a few minutes. I've got to get a drink. I got to let my voice rest a little bit. I'll be over there. We'll recap the action, and we'll just go over everything that we watched tonight, and we'll just talk a little bit more. If you haven't already, please subscribe to this channel. My goal for subscribers at the beginning of the night was 2,500, and you guys got me there. Right now we are at 2,640. If you guys could get me to 2,800 subscribers, that would mean the world to me. I would be forever in your debt, and I would really, really appreciate it. Like me on Facebook, facebook.com/Flyin Brian Show. Follow me on Twitter at Flyin Brian J, and I'll see you guys over there at MMA Mania's Facebook page for the post-fight show. And I know a lot of you came here because you thought I was going to be streaming the fights with an illegal stream. But if you were here for any amount of time and you appreciated what I did for you, please give the video a thumbs up. I would really appreciate it. It would mean the world to me. Once again, guys, thanks so much. And I'll see you over on MMA Mania's Facebook page. Namaste.